Welcome to Bexley Park here in Christchurch. It's the BMX New Zealand National Championships brought to you by First Windows and Doors, and it's a glorious day in the Garden City of New Zealand. Over 400 athletes have descended upon Christchurch at this Labour weekend from around New Zealand. 31 clubs in total represented here for this two-day championship, which will be action-packed from the youngsters right through to the golden oldies. They are all in action here in Christchurch. I'm Paul Allison. It's great to have your company on Sky Sport Next. Joining me is the Deputy Chair of BMX New Zealand and also the Athlete Development Coordinator, Joe Kalkin. And we've got action underway already, and it's the sprockets, the 5 and unders, Joe, that get things underway here at Bexley Park.
It is the 5 and unders that get going out of that, just coming in and out of the first corner they are now. These are the little tackers, the representative classes. They're here for participation more than it is for about competition, but talking to them you wouldn't know that, but that's how we try to just keep a little bit of the competition until they're old enough to deal with it.
4-3-0 out in the lead is Taylor Cron, and he's from the Mountain Raiders clubs all around the country.
The Dunedin club is Tyler Cron. He's from down in the deep south, the Dunedin lad. It's good to have a Nationals in the South Island, the 40th version of these Nationals, and to be down here in the South Island gets these little fellas a bit of a run against their mates from up north.
Well, it's a busy day for them because not only do they have the first race, they've got the second, the third and the fourth, so they'll have 4 runs during the course of today where they're accumulating points. The sprockets, of course, the youngsters, this is the ones here now that are 5 years of age and under, so they're the littlies. They're having a lot of fun out there at the moment, and again, flying away nice and quickly, getting out of the blocks.
I think it was Luke Buckley, the 285 played a Luke Buckley. He's another mountain raider from the Auckland club where the North Island champs were last year. Cole Butler, the Christchurch City boy, or girl by the pink bike. Cole, no, must be the boy, young fella hanging in there. But out front, there it is, Luke Buckley, the mountain raider. The Buckley family heavily involved in the Mountain Raiders club. Just doing a lovely job getting around there, picking up the skills. That's what it's all about in these age groups.
Well, over 400 athletes here. It's not as big as some of the championships. We talked about these starting back in 1981 when parents got together. They formed the BMX committee, and now it's known as BMX New Zealand. The first national champs being held at Wainui Armada. Here's these youngsters. They'll have a thrill lining up on the gates here as we look now at the sprocket, the 6-year-old boys.
And it looks like James Fahey from Alex come flying out of the inside there, putting in the big ones, getting up into the corner. He is the 933 plate of James Fahey from Alexandra. This is what I say, these guys don't get up to the North Island that often. There's a Tiamuru shirt on behind there, right where we're heading off to the Baden Prescott. It is heading there for the North Island champs in just a few weeks.
This course is part of the BMX rules between 300 and 400 metres, so this one here is closer to 400 metres, so it's a decent sort of journey. They've got plenty of obstacles to contend with as we look at the next heat in the sprocket 6-year-old boys, their first moto. This is sponsored by BMX New Zealand.
And again, out of the lane 2, Carter Ludlam, the Topol boy, getting in the big ones up there. The 641 plate, he's doing it well into there. He's got company, though, into that corner. The 946 has gone with him of Caleb Hodder. Out of the Taranaki, he's trying to get around. That was a nice move in there. Oh, we got a bit freaky on the last corner, just over the finish line in the last round.
So there's plenty of action here at Bexley Park in Christchurch. It's a glorious day. It's a 2-day competition. We've got all the action for you today, and it culminates into the finals tomorrow. And coming up towards the finish line is Carter Ludlam from Taupo.
Yeah, the Taupo boy. They all just got a little bit out of sync. The rhythm, the third straight is the rhythm straight, and that's where they all have to keep it smooth and try and keep the pumping of the bike in the rhythm of the jumps, which is what you can see young Carter there doing. The 641 did a lovely job of keeping in sync with the track.
On to the next event, and it's the Sprockets 7-year-old boys, the SJS Mechanical Services event, and out in front here is Nixon Murphy, and he's from North Canterbury.
Yep. Heading there for the South Island champs, I think we are shortly.
Yeah, he's looking good. All in his stride.
Yeah, look at that. Stretched away, been working on his skills, no doubt, being nice and close to this track. He would have done a few laps getting ready for this event.
It's a real family atmosphere around the place as well. Tents surrounding the track. They've come from all around New Zealand.
Yeah, it's what attracted, certainly what attracted us to the sport 13 years ago. I had a ring around to see what the people of the sport were like before you delve deeply into it, and there was never any issue about the family-friendly atmosphere of the sport. It's absolutely addictive.
This is Jay Martini out in front from the Mountain Raiders.
Yeah, Jai Martini, there's another one who's done very well, Jai Martini. This track very similar in size to the Mountain Raiders track. It's a little bit busier. There's a whole lot of jumps, as you can see, on these third and fourth straights, are very busy straights.
And each event, as soon as they're into the final straight, the next wave starts, and this is the Sprockets 6 and 7-year-old girls, and making a great start, Eden Stetner from Christchurch City.
Yep.
Absolute flyer. She's got away well.
Yep.
Being chased hard, though, by Ellie Morgan.
A local girl, by the look.
Yeah, North Haven Club here at Bexley Park in Christchurch. It's a lovely setting.
It's the second iteration of this track, obviously. The first one being destroyed in the earthquakes. Used to run at 90 degrees to what this one does. We were here in 2008 for our second Nationals.
And the next event, still the Sprockets 6 and 7-year-old girls.
And coming out of the inside lane one, Skylar Hansen. I think we're up to the third generation of the Hansens. Done a lot of work. We've had elite riders out of the Hansen family.
Good contest here with Ruby Buckley as well from the Mountain Raiders. Two of them having a good old contest.
Cameron Colquhoun and Skylar Hansen really going at it down the second straight. They're still elbow to elbow, bar to bar. Ruby Buckley, I think it is. Sorry.
Yeah. What's the best line to take? You talk about the fact that they've got plenty of width when they start in the gates at the top. They've got six gates there to get away. 8 gates to get away on. And is there a particular line that you're looking for to try and get to that first bend?
Yeah, you're generally heading for the inside line to defend yourself, but this is a tight little corner, and we've swapped over to the yellow plates now, which means we're into the age group in competitive racing. 11 boys being one of the bigger age groups. You're going to see some action in here. They're coming out of there nice and quick and getting it going nicely up the first straight. Got a big man on the outside there, the NZ1er, Deacon Connor, manualing nicely. You see, he just gave himself enough room to get round the corner. Was obviously happy he had enough room that Nico wasn't going to come in underneath him. Nico Kogan chasing hard into the second corner, but Deacon Connor's got it all over him at the moment. In and out of the corner they go. The East City plate of Nico Kogan and Marcus Franklin. They're a couple of Aucklanders.
And the NZ1 stands for ranks number 1 in New Zealand, and he's living up to his ranking at the moment. Getting chased hard, though, from behind by Nico Kogan.
Yep. So they'll all be happy. They'll breathe a sigh of relief once they get around that first moto out of the way, settle the nerves down. Mum and Dad will be able to breathe.
Plenty of parents around the ground here today. It's a sport that really caters for all age groups. Sure, there's a lot of numbers at that very early years, but you know, we've got a few seniors that are pretty keen on it as well. They've got the bug from their children.
Oh, yeah. Or they've been there and come back. There's a lot of generational BMX riders. So from those 80s and 90s when the sport was massive, there's a lot of parents come back and their kids come back with them. A lot of them just keep very loose tabs on the sport throughout their time. They sort of keep a weather eye on it until their kids are old enough and then drag them along to a club night, and the rest is history. They buy on bikes and into it.
Around again cycles for the 11 boys. Just waiting for the lights to turn. Oh, good.
Oh, out of the 7. Daniel Mason running the NZ3 plate. He's got it pinned up the outside, pushing across. The 375 plate's trying to hang in there for the middle. 375 on his shirt. Yes, yeah. Oh, that's the line you see. The 275 is that other plate. Deegan McCormick, the Dunedin boy. He's another one that they won't know where he's come from, having not raced him weekend in, weekend out like the North Islanders do. So good to have a few more in here, mixing it up with them.
Well, Mason's got away so well, but now the heat's really starting to come on for him. Here's McCormick coming at him.
in and out of the corner. Mason just keeping it done. Nice.
It's close on the line. Very close on the line. Nothing much in it.
All right.
And McCormick just gets up ahead of Mason to take that one out.
Well, that was a good run right to the finish. Oh, here we go. The 3:21 plate, I believe, is
Namidi.
Bruno Namidi.
Namidi. He's got away well, and he's got a good, comfortable lead.
This young lad has got the skills to pay the bills.
Oh, and he does it. Does it easily.
Okay, the 11 girls leave the gate and head off. That's a new Plymouth Miller Alice. She's heading in there with the NZ4 plate. Outside her, the 706 and Madeline Hunter, the Mountain Raider. In and out of the corner they come. Hunter just muscling her way back onto the track. But they're not catching Miller Alice at the moment. Oh, Madeline Hunter with a good look in underneath.
Yeah, she's come round that corner, and it's Hunter that's gone into the lead. This is going to be a good battle to the end.
Madeline Hunter. So the NZ4 played to Miller Alice and Millie Waite. They're the 3-4. We've got a hot to trot moto here with the NZ4, the NZ2 and Madeline Hunter. Just pumping the bike home.
Remember, these riders today have 4 events as Coben Manava.
Yep, he's a good one.
Is away there with NZ3 and followed behind him by Justin Butler from Dunedin.
He's wearing the Mighty 11 shirt. He's the number 2 rider for the Mighty 11 team. That's a competition that's going on between Australia and ourselves of the fastest 11-year-old riders. They come together twice a year, once over here and once over there. It's a great cultural exchange more than it is a race, but of course the racing never gets lost on the boys. Out in the front there, Luke Brooks-Smith. Now here's the World 2 plate of Luke Brooks-Smith. This guy's classy rider. Really amazing skills for kids of these. Oh, he's binned it. He's absolutely binned it, has done Luke Brooks-Smith.
Such a comfortable lead. Remember, these athletes are competing 4 times today. They accumulate points that will go through to determining the semi-finalists and then the final, the dead man final tomorrow, where the top 8 riders will go through. So that was a real unfortunate tumble.
Jack Young, the Hamiltonian, he's the benefactor of that one. Luke Brooks-Smith was up and helmet off quickly, gasping. He probably had a bit of a winded affair, but he's up and bouncing around, so that's a good thing to see. The other riders looking on, wondering if their mate's okay. They're just coming together. So the other riders did really well to get around Brooks' bike. That was Luke's bike, rather, that was bouncing around.
Yeah, well, he had such a comfortable lead as well. Just a lapse in concentration.
That's all it takes, yep. So this, now that we're back to the this format that we're running currently, is a 6 moto interfinals format, which is back to where we were pre-2013 when the World Champs were in New Zealand. We adopted the UCI format, which is 3 laps and then into finals. It can be a little bit cutthroat on a smaller numbers country like ourselves. So now we're back to the 6 laps. That won't matter too much for Luke as long as he can get up and keep riding. If he hasn't hurt himself in any way, then he'll be not too disadvantaged by that crash, and that's the benefit of this format over the other one.
Well, you get the chance to recover, don't you, in this 6 races. It also gives the parents the money's worth. They travel from long distances to get here, so they know that their youngsters can have plenty of action over the 2 days and will sleep pretty well tonight.
Yep. Yeah, and that's the difference. The UCI, which when you go to the World Champs, you run the transfer format, it's called. There's 3 laps. Top 4 go through, everyone else goes home, and that's it, as I say, it is the UCI format, but it is pretty harsh, and at a world level it needs to be that because they're trying to cull numbers and get back. There's Mr. Atkinson, he's going to be ready to rock and roll tomorrow. And
of course the BMX introduced into the Olympics in 2008 for the first time at Beijing, and then London, and then into Rio. So there's been 3 Olympic Games where the BMX is featured.
Yep.
And Tokyo next year.
Yeah. And they're still just ironing out the the sport. It's in the terms of sport, it's a young one, being around for 40 odd years. But it is a young sport, and so they're still just ironing out the absolute best format for BMX. It fills, by all accounts, it sells its tickets and fills the stadium quickly. So we in BMX, of course, hope that means that it stays in the Olympics for a long time, given that it's popular.
And Joe, you've been around the world with your son, 3-time world age group champion, so you've seen it at the grassroots level right through to the very best in the world, and it's that breeding ground, that pathway that they talk about for the youngsters. And we look at our sort of rock stars in the sport with people like of Sarah Walker, that really role models for these youngsters to aspire to.
Yes, absolutely. And it takes, someone goes away from the age groups and does okay in worlds, and it inspires the rest to have a go at it. There's lots of talk, obviously, about whether that's healthy in the age groups or not, but it certainly hasn't harmed our son at all. He, as you say, ran age groups at the top of the world for a long time, and as long as you keep it healthy and there's no pressure, it's driven by him. I don't think that it's affected his life in any negative way, but that's what it's about, I guess.
Well, the sport's really exploded since the first track was built back at Whiteman's Farm at Kapiti back in 1979, and there was a pedal cross club in Dunedin that was started by a guy called Stuart Williams, and in the 1980s tracks were sprouting up all around the country, and the first national champs were in 1981, and by 1982, in just a small period of a couple of years, you had 70 tracks and 5,000 registered riders in the country, so it really exploded in those early 80s.
It certainly was its heyday. I was pedaling them around at that time. The tracks were a lot different. There was about 2 jumps on every straight, and the corners were dirt and not very banked. It was quite a different looking sport to what it is now.
So we're lining up here for the Hayden Brush Company Boys 12. First moto. They have 4 of them today.
All right, the gate goes. This is a close one there. Elbow to elbow, bar to bar up that. Up the middle there, that could be Tommy Coleman running in there with the NZ6 plate. He's just dropping in, but outside him, Tyler Dinsdale's going with him. Tyler a long way from home, all the way from Whangarei. Just hangs on, gets the elbows out and hangs it tough in the first corner to get it over Tom. And into the corner, he drops the 175 plate of Toby Gambrel hanging on for the 3. Just jumping nicely up through there, Tommy Coleman. They'll just be trying to figure out how they're going to get up this third straight at the different speeds.
Yeah, you notice that some of them are a lot more elevated, a lot more air, but Dinsdale doing so well at the moment, he's going to take out this moto in fine style.
On to the 12 girls we go. Amber Bell, Annika Liza, Molly Inia. Molly's a bit of a rocket. Ursula Summers, Bella Anderson, Kira Wood and Hazel Gardner.
Inia in front, number 97. And she's all the way from...
She's a Te Awamutu lass.
Yeah, Te Awamutu. And just tucked in behind her in 505, Amber Bell from the capital.
Another one running the Mighty 11 right round these age groups. You'll see those Mighty 11 shirts pop out. It's a badge of honour within the sport, the Mighties.
Yeah, comfortably.
And the 13 boys get going. Oh, jumping nicely now. You'll see the speed come up. Finn Cogan, the older of the Cogan boys, getting it done nicely into the second corner. He comes hot on his heels as Brooke Nelson. Big bad Brocky running in there. He's riding the flats. The rest are clipped in. Brock stays on the flats. He likes them. So
NZ5, he's having to sit in the trail at the moment because this is an outstanding ride from Cogan. And he's going to take this one out.
All right, the next heat gets going. Dallas Douglas, Jack Gibby, Angus Gamble, Tyler Waite, Chase Lindop and Hayden Hall from Southland. Oh, it's hot up to trot up the front, the 564 Jack Gibby. He knew his way around that first corner. There's going to be some lines to be had in that first corner and knowing them. Tyler Waite into the second corner and second just because Jack knew that first corner and the way to get round it the best. Up the third straight will be another one where Jack might just use his local knowledge. Tyler, though, he's no slouch and certainly getting down that last straight nicely.
It's going to be a close one. I think it might have just gone the way of Gibby. Jack Gibby.
Looks like he held on to it.
Yeah, just narrowly from Tyler Waite.
Yes, he did.
Next race in the boys 13. This is the Paul Kelly motor race.
All
or the
right.
motor company.
Here comes the line run on the live stream. Yes, Jack Gebby just by 2/100ths of a second he got it. Alrighty, the next one, in and out,
Boys.
the NZ7.
Boys 13, this is Angus Thompson from Taupo. And he's got away cleanly and well.
Next go, 13 girls, back onto the blue plates we go. Lily Grenoff. Cambridge family that just dominate their age groups, they do as they come. In and out of the corner, Lily, Renee Coleman Savage in there behind her. These two have battled and banged bars since they were babies. Gracie Owen, the Pyro girl, she's in there for the 3 spot at the moment. Running up, Lily just about gets it all wrong. Up over the front of the bike, she got a little bit too far forward and started getting a bit of a handlebar out of the chest, but she's held onto it. Renee Coleman Savage, no answer at the moment, but it's a long way to go to the end of the race. It's one moto, so they got 7 laps of that
Gracie
to do.
Owen in third place there.
Speed coming up as the 14 boys get going. Oh, this is a tight one. This is a great age group. This one has been all the way through. Lewis Atkinson, Matthew Haig, Hamish Earl, Adam Corney, Will Skipper, Hamish, Liza, Lucas, Bimmy, Blair Williams. She's a hot to trot motor. They'll be, as the names have been called out in staging, they would have been grizzling about this one because it's hot to trot right from the start.
Atkinson in front, 151.
Oh, here comes Bimmy up the outside, just pumping it. Pumping that third straight, not really any time to get anything else done. There's a lot of rollers on that straight.
Matthew Haig, NZ8, just in third spot.
Wow, that's a...
Good win for Atkinson. Bimmy second, Haig third.
And the Hopkins QE 2, 14 boys. Next one gets going. Vincent Head, Cason Kennedy, Cooper Marshall, Brock Stewart, James Watson, Ben James, Cameron Long and Gabriel Roberts. Heading up the straight, they are the 806 plate. Ben James, the Alexander boy.
All the way from Central Otago. Well, it's Central Otago weather here this afternoon, this morning, and it's going to go deep into the afternoon, these events.
Here we go, Benny James. So he's running that was the New Zealand representative shirt for this year's age group nationals. Benny James gets it put away nicely. Next one gets going, and I can see Ronan McCursy's long flowing locks out the back of his helmet, 421, as he heads into the corner. Local boy, Mum's done a lot to get this event together. It's been her baby. It was on, it was off, it was on, it was off, and now it's on and it's happening. So hats off to the club.
McCursey, 421, 458 there as well is
Emmanuel.
Abdel Malak.
He's come from nowhere. Oh, in and out of the corner, Emmanuel. He's going to have something to say about it, but there's a long way to go on the weekend. There's no point burning ourselves up on Saturday morning.
Just remember, points carried through, 4 motos for each event today, and 24 competitors in the boys' 14-year-old age group.
That's a decent number for the 14s. That's nice to see them at a smaller nationals rather, to be holding up those sort of numbers is good. Bodes well.
Tops 16 go through to the semi-finals, and then the top 4 in each semi progress their way through to the finals tomorrow afternoon here at Bexley Park in Christchurch. Lining up now, this is the Burbridge Automotive 14 and 15-year-old girls.
Smaller field, but classy field. Goodness me, Kira Waite, Brooke Cohen, Jamie Lee Owen, Lily Candy, Leela Walker. 5 world titles, I think, is Leela Walker. Jada Lily Lees.
Look for her in the W8.
She's running the 8 because she had a bit of a prang in the world final in Belgium this year.
JD Lily Lees outside her, but it's Waite.
Yes.
It's Walker who's got away well.
Yeah.
Walker's got away very well. In behind her is Lees.
So the shirt
Good
you can
contest
see
between
that
these two.
you see the shirt that you can see that Leela's riding is the New Zealand Cycling New Zealand Hub. It's a program that Cycling New Zealand have put together to try and bring our riders like Leela through to fruition and get them all the way up to the elite levels and at Worlds and Olympics. And certainly Leela has the goods to do that if she chooses to stick with it.
So Leela Walker takes that one out as we move into the boys 15, the Mike Butler plumbing event.
Jesse James Green, Christchurch City rider, so he'll have had plenty of time over here in the last few weeks, I would have thought. Oh yes, he knows how to put that third straight together. That's a busy straight. That is a very busy straight at the speeds these guys are getting up to.
He had a little look around and saw some clear air behind him and just took the pressure off and eases across the line in first place.
NZ1, Jack Grenoff leaving the gate, and you will check out and head to the other end of the track before you see Jack again. This is Lily's brother that was on just before. Jack is an amazing rider, as a very young rider has pushed himself into the hub that Leela's in as well.
He's at the hub of cycling in New Zealand from Cambridge as well, and he is showing how it's done.
Yeah, phenomenal young rider.
Technique superb and comfortable winner. First up for him. Good confidence booster to get under the belt early on in this competition.
All right, 16 boys leave the gate. Day Brothers Painters, Keenan Brown, James Speedy, Lockie Brown and Dan Butterworth. Oh, Big Band Dan leaves the gate open into the corner. The Butters in the last few weekends, he's done a downhill race last weekend in an enduro, and this weekend riding the Nationals.
So this is James Speedy.
Speedy, right?
He's living up to his name.
Yes. Yeah.
From North Harbour. James Speedy, NZ5.
Butters just bonks that last manual in and out of the corner. Coming out of the lane one, there's my boy Keegan. He's just left the gate, doing a nice job of that first manual, drops in there. They're running the NZ3 plate, hoping to hang on to it, but it's got to defend this first corner, which is tricky. So in and out he goes, holding on to that at the moment is Keeg, the 22 plate. That looks like Jackson Gaze might be behind him. It is.
Yep.
Jackson Gaze giving him a little bit of a hassle. Daniel Maloney been around for a long time. Kay Dale with the most hideous hairdo you've ever seen. I just saw him in the pits. Unbelievable.
So does Dad provide any tips about tactics going into a race like this? You say, look, we don't want to hear from Dad. He just goes and does his own thing.
A little bit of that. We discussed, been around long enough. He wanted to know a line over the first jump, so we have a bit of a yakka about it, try a few things. Goes and tries it. Everyone will be feeling their weight.
The essential audio. Girls 16 now. Stacey Cornelius, Destiny Stewart, Amber Robson, Megan Williams, Abby Sincock and Taylor Arnold. And number 73 is Megan Williams from Rotorua.
Another hub rider. She's rolling the hub shirt there. Cycling NZ hub shirt. The coach of that being Matt Cameron, ex-elite rider.
262, Abby Sincock just behind her.
Yeah, some classy riders. Another small but classy field.
Now we move up into the age groups. This is the Phantom, 17 to 34-year-old males. And Alexander Saul, Kieran Natai, Bradley Thompson, Noah Farlett, Scott Donaldson, Jared Else, and William Campbell.
She's a League of Nations. This one, Scotty Donaldson from Zimbabwe, Jared Else, the South African. Rehomed residents here now.
And it's Natai, 81, in front.
Oh, no, here comes Scotty Donaldson down there.
And Donaldson gets it.
Yeah.
Does it on the line.
You wouldn't have seen, but just on the live stream, but just picking up the North Island Coach of the Year, Scotty Donaldson. Spends his weeknights coaching the kids. Does a lovely job of it in Cambridge. Just for the joy of the sport.
Connor Mayhem in the 17 to 34-year-old age group as well. 409 out in front.
Chasing him down, the old boy, Coker. Takes his hat off. There's no hair left under that hat, but look at him ride.
Well, he's got W7, that's world number 7. Adam Coker in second place. And now it's the females' turn. 17 to 24-year-olds. Two different waves in this one as well. Kelsey Thompson Delaney, Ella Hansen, Taylor Shea Donaldson and Bella Wadsworth. And this is Donaldson.
Tyler Shea. So Scotty just won the last one, and now Tyler Shea's grabbing this one. Tyler Shea, your previous age group world champion. Just wrapping that one nice and easy.
Yeah, nice and comfortably. knows that she's got a comfortable lead and will just want to conserve the energy for later in the day. In action 3 more times.
She found the rugby field this winter, did Tyler Shea, and really enjoyed that through the winter.
Skylar Hansen in second place there.
Brooke Compain running it in there, but leaves the door open. She might not get away with that in later rounds. It looks like Caitlin Jorgantis to the 2 spot from the Hamilton Club. Melissa Ware behind her, Riley Fever and Tessa McNaught. Brooke Compain, though, just getting it done nicely. That's the busyness of that third straight, just catching a few once the speed comes up as the weekend goes on. Be interesting to see if we don't get a few blow-ups in there. Into the 35-39 male. This is where it gets fast. Timmy.
And competitive Tim Ferguson. W2 gets away. Nice and quick from the gates from Cambridge.
But Bags.
Oh, and Kurt Bagley.
The old bag boy. Oh, Timmy round the bottom. Just shows Baggy the side of the track. It's early in the weekend. These boys will get it going. Timmy's sporting a lovely big hematoma from her knee to his out to her hip, to his hip from last weekend. He had a bit of a digger on the first jump at Cambridge.
Baggy just did the work on that corner to edge his way into the front. And that 35 to 39-year-old males. This is the 25-plus females now. Race 35, it goes in a flash. We've been going half an hour into race 35 already. So getting away well, Tony James from Waitakere.
Yep, Tony James. Is Nancy out there as well? Yes, there are. Mother and daughter in this lap. They're often at each end of the field. Tony James running the World 4 plate. Went to Belgium, had a great time and came home with the World plate.
Here comes Karina Lloyd, though, 199, chasing hard. Just a bike length in it.
Karina just letting her know that it isn't going to be hers for the taking for the weekend.
There's the males 40 to 44. Only 6 competitors.
So it's a long weekend of points over for these boys, especially when they've got Jason Wade out in front. 40 to 44. Rides like he's 14 to 44. Another one. Is that the... Oh, no, that's their club shirt. I was going to say that's another world shirt from last year, but I don't think it is. No, it's their club shirt.
Yeah, in second place here is Derek
Jelsma
from Dunedin. 45 to 49-year-old males underway. And getting out to a flyer is Aaron Hooper from Christchurch. And he's made an absolute flyer. Look at him. Put clear air between himself and the chasing bunch. And that's Lee Wilson in second place.
And the man with the racing name, Mauricio Lamari. Now, how's that for him? He should be racing something, shouldn't he?
Or a Ferrari.
He should be.
8:54. Ken Feast coming through as well.
Oh, Kenny.
Good ride.
So 44. So these guys will go to final. There's obviously more than 8 of them. So Darren Bones, Stuart Curtis, Mark Lewis, Tony Thornley, Shane Parker and Darcy Malsop out there doing battle. I always say these guys should know better at this age, but they keep doing it.
Tony Thornley from the North Haven Club. This is his home track. He'll know every little crease and bump on this track.
Yes, he's probably spent the last few weeks sweeping and watering and liming it.
Yeah, so it's the lime surface underneath and it's almost dries like concrete, and Thornley gets the job done.
Certainly feels like concrete when you come off on it. Now this guy,
50 plus. This is the 50 plus.
50 plus. Now you watch Dave Moy, the 357 plate ride. He's a freak of nature, this fella. Māori boy from the Rotorua Club. Does a beautiful job. Look at him go. I hope I don't curse him now because I did that to Luke Brooks-Smith, but no.
Wonderful technique.
Wonderful technique.
Being chased hard by Mike Head from Christchurch.
Makes it look so easy, Dave Moy, and it just is not.
Very good technique in the 50-year-old plus. We've gone from the 50s to the 8-year-olds now. This is the trade staff 8-year-old boys.
So we have to put some of the age groups in later in the rounds to give the guys who are riding cruisers. There's a whole bunch of people who double class. So they ride the cruisers, which will be coming out shortly with the big wheels, and they ride the little wheels. So to get some sort of a gap in the race order for them, there's a wee bunch of age groups that you put sort of in the middle to split them up.
from New Plymouth. Out in front is Leon Dumbell. NZ5. Calder Joyce, Charlie Dodd, Angus Morgan, Cade Peterson. The other competitors in this 321 is Angus Morgan from the North Avon Club here in Christchurch. He's chasing hard, but Dumbell gets the job done.
And the next one goes in the 8 boys from the inside. Crikey Dix, is that another Hansen? A Cromwell-looking Hansen, that is up and over. He goes, getting it done nicely. The NZ6 of Withington. He's given him some trouble into the corner, dropping low, and out goes, I think that was the other Hansen. So coming down towards us, we've got the 157 of John O'Hanson. He's holding on to it. The NZ6 popped in the inside. Whittington, he picks it up. Oh, nicely done. The NZ is in there as well. Sazi. Getting shown the way around this track by the South Islanders at this stage. See if Sazi can hang on to it. Withington can hang on to it. Rather in and out they go. Sazi's head down, elbows up, seeing what he can do. Who's going to keep it smoother down here? Oh, listen to the crowd going off. The 5 plate gets it. Nicely done. The 6 plate rather, Withington. So, where are we up to?
Trade Staff, boys 8. This is a very competitive grade. 3 different races, and out in front here is Rico Ryan from East City in Auckland, NZ8. And he's having a lot of fun.
He is, isn't he?
And behind him, Cooper Murphy. But Rico Ryan wins that one. Moves on to the Sport Canterbury Girls 8 now. Still the first moto for these youngsters today. 4 in total. They have to complete points being accumulated. And getting away well is Chloe Dinsdale.
Oh, Chloe shoveled back to the 2. Quinn Lindsay, the Cromwell girl, just pushed her nose ahead at the moment. Hannah McCaig and Chloe Dinsdale. Charlotte Zilwood, Harwood a rider. And they're also spread themselves out Indian file as they go. The Cromwell rider doing a lovely job on this busy straight, really getting it sorted.
Quinn Lindsay with that distinctive uniform from the Cromwell Club in Central Otago. 7.93, and she's done this in a canter. This is an excellent ride.
So the 9 boys, there we get up in the size of the age groups here. Max Hay, Black Harwood, Alex Hamilton, Ricky Hana Salmon from Tikawiti, Cody Borrell, Boren Cottrell, Liam King and Tyler Davies. Out front just cruising nicely. Max Hay gets it done easy. The Sunset Coast rider from Pukekohe. He's just got a little bit of a cruise going on this one, waiting for things to heat up later in the weekend. Liam King from Cromwell hanging on for the 2 spot at the moment. These 2 have broken away from the field a little bit. The 771 of Blake Harwood. Nelson seems to be the next one. Oh, gets a little bit out of shape, but hangs on to it.
This is the Smooth Eared Products Boys 9. Liam Stedman, Reed McDonald, Jesse Lindop, Jack Buckley, Ashton Payne, Timothy Creswell and Blake Hotter.
Oh, that's an even first straight. They've got it going nicely up there. 3 wide, they go up and over into the triple, just making the best of it, squishing them across. Tim Creswell gets a little bit wiggly in and out of the corner. He goes, hanging on to it. He's got a 2 spot behind him as the 386 plate of Austin Payne. Oh, he's sitting in there nicely. Austin not just letting him go with it. Early in the weekend, shaking out the nerve still. Creswell, though, he's got it sorted now. Away he goes. Let's see if there's any South Islanders who know this track and get up into this 3rd straight. They're not going to have any answer, though, for the Tim Creswell, the Tauranga boy.
Good battle for 2nd place, but Ashton Payne will take that out on his home track here at North Avon at Bexley Park.
Oh, here's a gun. The NZ1 and the NZ2 draw each other. Nixon Banks and Ben Anderson it is. Ben Anderson and Banksy heading into the corner they go. Banksy having something to say up the 2nd straight. Can't get to the other side. Can't quite get the elbow in front to roll Ben Anderson. Roll. Ben's putting in the big ones out of the corner. So Banksy hanging on to the 2 spot. Early in the weekend, it's all on. The 1 and 2 draw each other. Banksy does a better job of the 3rd straight, does the switch, gets in and out of the corner, puts in the big ones. Let's see if he can get it down the last straight. Ben Anderson just hangs on to it.
Anderson, NZ1, lives up to his ranking narrowly there, head of Nixon Banks. Onto the Pit, 9 girls and just 6 starters. McHugh, Wilkinson, Marshall, Smith, Nilsson and Spence.
Nilsson just owned the ramp the time on the if you've got the scores.com app up and you're looking at the national champs, you can see the ramp time there. 1:4.62 was Holly Nilsson. She smoked that ramp compared to the rest of them and is doing the rest, holding the rest of the track just nice and smoothly. Nice and easy for a first moto. Shake out the cobwebs.
Over 400 BMX riders from around New Zealand have descended here in Christchurch as we get another wave underway. This is the Parks Towing boys 10-year-old. Walker, Martini, Polden, Helton, Stetner and Mottershead.
And the NZ4 plate, Lucas Martini, overjumps the double but hangs onto it. That just gives the 262 plate of Seb Stetner a bit of a sniff, and Seb, he's done the switch in the corner. He's going to get an elbow ahead and just roll Martini up the straight. Drives straight in front of him into the corner, steals the line. That's the way to do it.
Lovely ride from Stetner.
Really good pass, that was. That's the ticket. If you're going to pass him, you've got to drive in front of him or he'll come straight back at you.
And he gets the reward with the win.
All right, the next rack goes to Sean Mills, Riley Smart, Callum Matheson, Luca Abdul Malak, Dylan Sutherland, Mason Gilesmar and Ben Shaw battling the 10 boys. The NZ2 plate of Riley Smart owned the ramp and at the moment is owning the lap. In and out he goes, Ben Smart riding up to his NZ2 plate.
Ben Shaw chasing him, trying to chase him down, but he's going to make no impression at all. This is a lovely ride from Riley Smart. NZ2.
Well, the battle for 3 looks hot in the background.
North Canterbury rider takes it out. We're on to the boys 10 now. This is Parks Towing, boys 10. Race 50. 50 races already have been completed. NZ5. Cease Silver.
Case Silver.
Oh, Case Silver, sorry.
Yeah, Case Silver gets going up the second straight. He hasn't got it all on his own, though. The 140, the 444 of Charlie Liza, Cromwell boy. Come up to give him a bit of a hurry up.
Yeah, Charlie Liza's making up ground.
Oh,
good technique.
Look,
he's really caught him. This is a good ride from Liza. Who's going to take the bend?
Didn't quite have the answer in the corner, Liza, but he might sort that out before the weekend's out. He's a strong pumper. Liza,
he's got there.
I think he got up for that.
It's a bit of an upset taking that one out over Silver. Onto the countdown, girls 10 now.
Maggie Cannon, all the way from Cambridge. They flew down with the Cannons. Her big brother used to ride as well. He got to a handy World 5 and then parked it up. Maggie's grabbed it and then carried on with it.
So she shot out like a cannon as well from the gates as Emmy Summers behind her. NZ4. Other riders in the race, Catalina Morris, Briar Wilson, Ada Begg, Holly Tribble, Mackenzie Fahey, Paige Lewis. But there's no doubt who's going to win this one. Good win from Meg Cannon.
All righty. This is going to be a Nicola Mapu versus young Betty Walker. Mapu gets the better of it. Jeez, these girls have grown over the winter. In and out they go. Nicola Mapu, the Hamiltonian, hanging on to it from Betty Walker. The NZ6 plate hanging on there of Molly Buckley. Just the 3 of them out in front. Bit of a gap back to the rest. They're hot to trot. Nicola Mapu, she'll be happy with this for a first lap. Here comes Beth Walker. Up the outside she comes, but she's not making any impression on Nicola at this stage. Young Mapu doing a beautiful job, Nicola. Cross the finish line. She'll go happily with Betty Walker in there for the 2 and young
Buckley was third.
The third one.
So Mapu takes it out. Walker second. Buckley third. Brown fourth. Calhoun is next. And
looks like Maya Prescott just making away.
Yeah, Maya Prescott just finishing that one off. We're on to the 11 and 12 cruiser males now. The Dean Caddens Harcourt
And this
sponsored
is
event.
The big wheel bikes with the red plates. Oh, we've lost one in the first corner. We've had a bin. I think that'll be Namidi who's hanging on to it at the moment. Bruno Namidi running the world shirt from last year.
Tyler Dinsdale just in behind.
So it's a very cool thing at the World Championships. You go with your country shirts, and at the end of racing, they all have a shirt or two spare in their suitcases, and they all get around the pits and swap shirts. We've got shirts from Colombia and shirts from France and the Netherlands. And
so the Tauranga rider, Bruno Namidi, comfortable in that, which is his first moto of the day. Now we're on to the 13 and 14 cruiser males. This is a competitive event, and they have got away well. Matthew Haig from Waitakere out in front.
so, yeah, Matthew Haig, he rides a cruiser really well, does Matthew, even though he just shook his head at bonking the manual.
Cooper Richardson just tucked in beside him. Here's the challenge coming now from Richardson. Can he close the gap? Haig in front. Richardson's coming at him. It's going to be close, but Haig hangs on. Richardson second. And Gebby in third place.
The 151, Lewis Atkinson, Louis the Fly, in and out of the corner. He goes hanging on to this one. Hamish Earl, the Cromwell rider's gone with him. Lewis Atkinson. Mum's normally here doing the ground commentary. I don't know what's happened to her. We'll be having words. She should be here.
So coming around, here's Atkinson being chased hard by Hamish Earl. I have a funny feeling that his parents may have been world rowing champions.
The Atkinsons?
No, the Earls.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
From Cromwell?
From Cromwell, with
Wow.
Eva Swindell as a mother and a Earl as a father.
Oh, righto. That's the lineage there. Competitive sport, never too far from home, I would think.
Here's the 15 and 16-year-old cruiser male.
James Speedy double classing. So this is the reason we have the gap, so that guys like James, who's riding 16 boys 20 as well, gets
And
to rest his legs and come out.
He's going well, is James Speedy.
Lewis Hunt, the Cambridge rider, in there for 2.
Now the females, 13 to 24, the cruisers. And good start here by Caitlin
Yep. Gilgandis
Gandis from Hamilton.
coming back from a busted ankle, jumped the big pro jump up the 8-metre ramp in Rotorua and bounced on an ankle. She's a bit disappointed that it wasn't a great big crash that you'd see on a crash reel. It was just a real simple one with a real big injury at the bottom of it.
So here's
Taylor Arnold.
Gilgandis is going to be too good. Taylor Arnold in second place.
Righto, and here we're back. Adam Coker again leaves the gate. Coker, look at that. Not many people do that. He's got a World 4 plate on his cruiser bike and a World 7 plate, I think it was, on his 20-inch bike.
Oh, and he's just got away to a flyer and just shows some wonderful technique.
He's just a quality human, is Coker, all round.
So Adam Coker from East City in Auckland. He's out on his own.
Oh, it's all go for the 2 spot in the background. We'll have to look to the...
It'll be close, but getting through was Bradley Thompson.
Bradley Thompson, yes it was.
Matty Young was in third. Onto the cruiser 35 to 39-year-old males now. Dinsdale, Mortimer, Bagby, Stewart and Murphy.
Bagby double classing as well. He's far too old for that sort of carry on, but he's doing it. Scotty Bagby, these guys have ridden. They rode elite. They rode professionally in Australia. Some of them have spent time in the States racing.
Dinsdale in second place. Bagby takes that one out. Dinsdale second. And Scott Murphy third.
Alrighty, 25 cruiser female. Tamron Hurren Webster, Steph Howick, Nancy James, Sharon Harris Feist, Tyler Newton and Tony James. And this is mum and daughter again at each end of the field, I would say.
Yeah, Tony James has got away to a flyer.
They'll be at each end of the field. There's Tony James out front. And right in the background will be Nancy.
Makes it look so effortless. It's all about the technique.
It is. Momentum at all cost.
And comfortable at the finish line for Tony James. Onto the 40 to 44-year-old cruiser males. Now this is competitive.
It's competitive. You can say that again. These guys are all about it. Steve Szymanski has done more riding than you would ever be able to count. He's a phenomenal rider of the bike. He has a look around and he sees that he's got a nice little lead. Just needs to keep it under control. And he's doing that beautifully. Round the final turn. Oh, Timmy loses the place in the last corner. Tim Atkinson. Claire will be yelling at the TV, asking him what he's up to. Derek Jelsmer in second place. He's dropped back 2 spots now, Timmy. That's not the way to do it, Tim. On the 45 to 49-year-old cruiser male. Only a field of 4. There's another one of our ex-elite riders, RMC, Richie McLaughlin. The W7 plate there of Dion Newth. Come back to the sport after being away, and he's really enjoying it. So Newth in front, the W7 in the trail, McLaughlin, and then good battle for third, and I think it'll be Windsor that'll just take that out. Oh, Factory Daz. Head of Gamble. Oh, he won't be happy about getting pushed to the finish line, Factory Daz. That's not gentlemanly. This is the 45 to 49, second heat in the cruiser male. Greg Hughes, Lee Maddock, Rick Helton, Aaron Hodder, and Nigel Coughlin. And out Mr. in front Hughes is Coughlin. Oh, Coughlin, sorry. No problems for Coughlin. Now these from guys, Cambridge. These guys really should know better. 50 plussies, cruiser males. The 113 plate of George Hadsis from Dunedin. In the background, the 51 plate of Warren Boggess. He's our chairman, the board chairman, Warren Boggess. No concessions made for pride of position in the pecking order here today. Afraid not. Golden wheels, they call him, because of his golden set of wheels. So George Hadsis from Dunedin in this 50 plus cruiser male. Roy leaning out there. He opened the event, leading the march past. So Hadsis takes that one out from Boggess. And now moving on to the second heat in the males. Here's Mohi again. But Carl Berryman hanging on to it. Mohi will just be hanging around. He knows that he only has to take things easy to make it to the final, and then he'll pull it. He's an all or nothing sort of a rider, Dave Mohi. Mike Nardai, he's another one back there. He's another classy rider. The 100 plate in and out he goes, Carl Berryman. Just getting it done nicely, the 4-1-1 of Mikey Nardai. Another family that have been right to the top, gone away and then come back, the Nardais. Now, we step up to the men's juniors. Blake Day, Bennett Greenhouse, and Rico Berryman. Now, this is going to be interesting. It's a points over race, and that's not what these guys are built for. They're generally sprint races, but it's going to be points over for the whole weekend. And Grenoff gets out of the gate good. Let's see how we go. Points over. This is going to be different. Oh, Berryman's up the outside. And Berryman snuffs him into the corner. Grenoff around the outside. Berryman getting it all a little bit wrong. Oh, having to pump the pro set. That's not the look you're after. So in and out we go. Berryman heading down the second pro straight they are, which is the third straight of the track. It's deeper and deeper, and Grenoff just about gets it over the bars again. So Berryman, first blood, Rico Berryman. Next, Bennett Grenoff and Blake Day rounding them out. Wow. And if it looked like they had more elevations, that's because they did. They're on the different track that runs parallel with the main track here, and a different class, the juniors. Yep. And here's the junior women now. The junior women get along this straight. They run the second straight, same as the amateurs, and then they run the deeper third straight. So the 57 of Holly Oldham, the Alexandra rider. In and out she comes, getting it done. Ruby Laidlaw in behind her. Olivia Levens from Carpety. She's for the 3 spot at the moment. Here they go, lining up the third straight pro, as we call it. In through the deep jumps. They're just deeper and steeper than they are on the other side. She's hanging it together.
The Alexandra rider, she's led from start to finish, and she's going to maintain that lead. Goes across the line in first place.
And that's the round. That's round 1.
All done and dusted. In total, 67 races completed in the first hour here at Bexley Park at the BMX track at the National Championships in Christchurch on this glorious day here on Sky Sport Next, brought to you by First Window and Doors. It's great to have your company. We've got action right through day 1, and again tomorrow. Each of these riders competing for points in the first 6 motos, then they into the semi-finals, and the finals culminating 2 days of action-packed activity, which will be held tomorrow afternoon in glorious sunshine, which is predicted tomorrow as well. 28 degrees, I'm told, Joe.
That's what we're hearing. That's going to get them gasping. The athletes will be struggling in the 28-degree heat, but it's better than rain and wind, which we've been in previous years.
So the other thing is, when these riders come back in for their second round in their second moto today, they're against the same competitors, but they're mixed up, so they're not exactly the same heats as what they had before. They're having to compete against different riders in their age group, and then the points will be tallied up at the end of the day, and they'll be carried through to the end tomorrow after their 6 motos.
Yes.
The Sprockets, though, these are the youngsters. They're there for a bit of fun. They're there to learn the sport.
Yeah.
They don't carry the points through in this age group. But I'll tell you what, these youngsters really want to give as good as they can get, don't they? They love the sport. And this is Luke Buckley, Cooper Walker, Hendricks, Kahu Kura, and Nikel Martini.
Just so cute.
Yeah, here's Luke Buckley.
Yeah.
From the Mountain Raiders, and he's really raided this race, hasn't he? He's got away.
He's off and gone. No one's telling him it's not competitive. So yes, the scramble, the computer mixes them all up, puts them all back in a hat basically, and draws the motos each round.
And this track here, this lime-based track, we saw it being watered before activity started today. That'll be the only time it's watered today.
I'd say they'll sprinkle it as the day goes on. There'll be a guy who's the track manager, and he'll put out the note to his soldiers to get out on the track and give it a water. Anytime there's a bit of a break, they'll throw a little bit on, and it just keeps the lime running in nicely as the surface gets more slick, more hard, more fast as the weekend goes on, in this weather anyway.
This is another event in the Sprockets 5 and under. Darcy Dumbell, Cole Butler, Marnie Stetner, Grace Byron Cotterill, and Taylor Cron.
Taylor looks like he's got some skills going through already, getting the pedals down nicely.
Another Dunedin rider. They've come from far and wide for this National Championships in Christchurch. And 430. Taylor Cron having a lot of fun. Oh, just losing a bit of momentum there, and coming up alongside him is Cole Butler from Christchurch. Has a bit of a look around, does Taylor Cron. Sees the finish line out in front. He's not going to get caught, and will ease himself across the finish line.
Alrighty, so the Sprockets get going again in the 6 boys this time. Ruby Zillwood, Jamie McClarrick, Hunter Keach, Baden Prestott, Carter Ludlam, and James Fahey from Alexander. Oh, look at this. This is where they learn to race. Young Baden Prestott having a good old go with the James Fahey from Alex. Friends from all over the country.
Distinctive club colours. These youngsters are proudly wearing as well. The green and the black of Alexandra.
And the Te Aumuru Te Amuru grey and yellow sleeves. Makes life nice and easy for the ground commentators if they wear their club colours. You know what they are. Even better if they put their number and their name on the back of the shirt. Really good.
Another one of the Sprockets boys, 6-year-olds away.
Charlie Shaw riding with some attitude.
Charlie Shaw, 8:47 from Dunedin. And behind him is 3:08 Xavier Beer Valukas from Christchurch. And tucked in behind them is Caleb Hodder from New Plymouth.
Well, that was a good round time to get through the first round. 456 riders, I think it is, in 1 hour. That was a good timing for the first lap. We'll see whether the event speeds up.
So Charlie Shaw, up and down he goes. Smile on his face as he crosses the finish line. This is the Sprocket Boys 7, their second moto of the day. Taking
Jai Martini.
Inside line. Really went tight on that corner was Joe Martini.
Nixon Murphy out under the back of him. Just 1-2 of them have split away a little bit. Oh, the young man in third really getting him some big ones out of the corner there with the 5.5, 6.55. Jarden Matheson, the New Plymouth rider. Jarden will be used to busy straights as well. Fantastic facility out at New Plymouth. We're very lucky in this country that all the tracks bar a couple are open to the public at any time.
So, Joe, is it the parents that attract the kids, or is it the kids that attract the parents?
I haven't worked that one out yet, to be honest. I know in our case it was hyperactive kids. Needed something to do with them, and there's not a lot of sports you can just go along to and throw them in. And so BMX is very welcoming, gives them some focus. So whether they're in age groups that are competitive or not, they're competing with themselves first and foremost. So even these little tackers.
Tyler Cochran.
Yeah, Tyler Cochran and riders like him, that just gives them an outlet. We found it absolutely invaluable for our little fellas.
Right, all the way from Tauranga, down here in Christchurch, enjoying the sunshine, enjoying the lead at the moment. Tyler Cochran, 9.12. Tucked in behind him is Hunter McIntyre from Southland. So you've got the North and South Island battle going on there.
Yes.
And Leo Gardner in there as well.
Then we're Skylar Hansen, the next one of the Hansens, and the next generation, I should say, of the Hansens, out there doing it and doing it well like the Hansens do as a family. The 236 of Courtney O'Neill, another Christchurch local. They're a bit spoilt in the Christchurch area with 3 tracks, nice and close together.
So this is Hansen doing it easily at the moment from North Canterbury. Colourful uniform, comes up the final straight. And comfortable lead. This is a good ride. In the DNA, it's in the genes.
It's in the genes. I don't think she had any choice about sports. I don't know if young Ruby Buckley did either, so in and out they go. Ruby Buckley hanging on to the front of this one as well. The Buckley family, big involved in the Mountain Raiders Club. Just doing it nicely up the second straight. They go the 8.36, 6.36, is it?
Eden
Stetner.
Yeah, Eden Stetner from Christchurch in second place. But Ruby Buckley started well, continues to maintain that lead. Stetner not giving it away easily though.
Yeah.
She's chasing hard.
Somebody forgot to tell her it's not competitive. In and out they go nicely down the straight, just getting that timing right. You get the timing right at this age, it's a lot easier than developing the habit later.
So across the line goes Buckley, Stetner second. Morgan in third place. This is the boys 11 now. It's a bit more high speed and they're away to a flyer.
Banksy, he's grabbed it at the moment and gone. Levi Banks, he's got it. Heading into the corner he goes. The 5 plate behind him is going to be Bryson Joyce. In and out they go. Levi doing a good job up this straight. Bryson Joyce, let's see if he can get onto the back of him. All the skills, look at these boys go. A little bit too much jumping by the look. Levi, we're just discovering that the jumping's not quick up the third straight because Cochran just got right onto the back of him as a result. Oh, good finish. We'll have to go to the transponders for that one. Bryson Joyce got it from Levi Banks and Kobe Russell in the 4.
Yeah, that was an excellent finish.
The NZer, Deacon Connor, he's left the gate. Out he goes and running back towards us. Deacon McCormick's gone with him. Heading into the corner goes the NZer, Deacon Connor, North Harbour rider. Oh, good action here in the second corner. The 309 plate had a good old look. Give him a shove, Brock Marshall. Local boy, knew what to do in the second corner. Did he hang on to the spot? I don't think he did.
Here's 275. That's Deacon McCormick in second place. But he's not going to take that one out. Deacon Connor gets that one from McCormick. Marshall in third place. The Theory fourth.
All right, next motor of the 11 boys get going. Back towards us, and it is the 321 plate. I believe that's Bruno Namidi. I need to find him on my sheet, but I think that's him.
It is Bruno Namidi.
Then the NZ3 plater, Daniel Mason, is in there for the 3. Mason ran the ramp. Namidi leading the race. In and out of the corner he goes. Nicely. Bruno Namidi from the NZ3 of Daniel Mason.
The Hayden Brush Company girls 11 now. Millie Waite, Millie Ellis, Summer McIntyre, Madeline Hunter, Danica Bergeson, and Zaria Thornley from the North Avon Club here in Christchurch. And 706 is Madeline Hunter.
So Madeline's granddad brought the world champs to Auckland.
And she continues the family tradition. Look at this. This is an excellent ride. Being chased hard, though. Here comes Millie Waite, BZ2.
Some classy young riders. The 12 boys leave the gate. The yellow plates are going again. That's young Dinsdale. I can see it from here. Little Tyler Dinsdale in the 901 drops in nicely. The NZ3 plates in behind him of called Manava. Manava swoops underneath and pinches the spot. That's the line that everyone's going to have to look for, because Manava did it perfectly and then stole the line in and out of the corner. They're going to come. Tyler Dinsdale might have something to say about it up the third straight. Oh, doing it nicely though. In front, Manava. Dinsdale with a beautiful third straight. Can he make the switch? He's a bit slow on the pedals. Can't quite get it done. The switch and pedals what you got to do. So Manava hanging on to it, but Dinsdale's not done with it. Dinsdale, oh, wow. That one's going to have to go to the transponder. It's a photo. So the transponders can't separate Manava and Dinsdale. It's going to a photo. Into the next one.
This is the boys 12. Jacob Shaw, Fred Cooper, Ryan Hurley, Toby Gambrell, Justin Butler, Rex Fagan and Owen Brown. And starting well is Fred Cooper from Christchurch. And he's got some clear air between him and Rex Fagan from Tikawiti. Famous name in that part of the King Country.
Yep.
Cooper takes that one. Fagan second. Jacob Shaw third. Now we're on to the second wave of the boys. In fact, it's the third wave of the boys 12. Mac Richardson.
And Jack Young jumped nicely into that first corner. Just sent it a little bit, missed a bit of backside. Oh, there's a good switch in the second corner. Let's see if they can make it pay. Elbow to elbow, bar to bar, the 303. He did make it pay, I think, Regan Smith. What a lovely switch in that second corner. He's going to do it again in the last. Jack Young just a little bit too advanced. Couldn't get around him, the 303 plate. He's hanging on to it. Wow.
Just
Jack
shows
Young.
where the lines are so important. We've seen that in the last 2 or 3 races, getting that run from the inside.
Yeah, get in, get under and get them wide. So Molly Inia grabs this one and goes. The Mighty's top of Amber Bell, I think that is in there for the 2 spot. Molly Inia, Amber Bell for the 2, and then the 777 of Urshley Summers from Mountain Raiders. Molly doing a great job.
She was
Just
impressive.
getting it done.
She was impressive in the first moto earlier today and continues that excellent form. Amber Bell in second place, but there's no doubt who's going to take this one out by a clear margin.
Oh, that was running. That was a close one into the finish. Was the 12 girls. Molly Inia got it from Amber Bell and Ursula Summers. They were close. 2/10.
Onto the Paul Kelly Motor Company boys 13, and away to a good start. Jack Gebby here from the North Avon Club. This is his home patch. He knows exactly what to do here. Being chased by Tyler Waite, though.
The NZ is in behind him. I think they were together last time. You just oh, he's got it wrong. He held on to it. Holy whack-a-jack. He held on to it.
Can he hang on to the line? Yes.
Oh. Wow. I don't know how he held on to that. That was skills.
This is also the boys' 13. Quinn Pyle, Nick Cowie, Angus Thompson, Logan Clark, Dallas Douglas, Brock Nelson, and starting well is Brock Nelson.
3-2-3 hard behind him, and Nick Cowie. Nick Cowie hanging on. The NZ7 plate is the next one of Angus Thompson. Oh, Brocky just gets the Emmanuel a little bit wrong as well. The 519 does a nice pass into that 518. Quinn Pyle it is. The Hamilton boys get it wrong. He's gone. We lost him. Nick Cowie, the Southland boy. You just cannot get out of rhythm on that tight third straight. You have to stay in rhythm or it's going to bite you.
So Nelson takes it out.
Oh, good run for third. First, second, third. Oh,
Nelson, Pyle, Clark, Thompson.
By 2/100ths of a second. So the NZ4 plate gets going in the next one.
Yeah, this is Cooper Richardson and the boys 13. Very competitive grade.
Jesse Inglis hard and behind him. These two race each other all the time, being they're from the same club. This is just a club night for them. Oh, Cooper Richardson gets it wrong but hangs on to it. Things are starting to shake themselves out now. The speed's coming up. The second moto.
You just get the impression as Richardson comes up and takes that one out that they're getting a bit more confident. They want to get that first moto under their belt and start to maybe just push themselves a little bit harder in the second and third as the day goes on.
Yep, that's it. You've got to try and find the lines up the straights while the speed's, because the speed's going to come up. The fastest lap of the weekend is going to be the final, so you need to try to hit these straights at that speed, and that's when they're just starting to find what is and isn't going to happen.
Lily Grinoff here in the girls 13, commanding lead around the corner. Good battle for second going on.
Oh, jeepers, in the background. Crikey dicks, if we can get a replay of that one, it hurt. The NZ1 went up straight over the front. Gracie Owen just got it all wrong. They're getting it wrong. The third and fourth straights are just starting to bite.
Straight onto the boys 14. This is the Hopman's QE2 boys
Lewis
14
Atkinson,
race.
Out wide. Lewis Atkinson out wide, hangs on to it though. Cooper Marshall, the NAC boy, he's going to know. Now let's see what happens up the third straight when the speeds come up. The 306 plate, keep an eye on him. Cooper Marshall, how do you get up the straight as a local?
Atkinson's got the lead into the final turn. He's gone wide, but he's got enough momentum. Big chase coming here though from Cooper Marshall.
Wow. 14 boys, James Watson, Kyle Nelson, Lucas Bimmy. Now there's a classy little rider. Gabriel Roberts, Ronan McCursey, Matthew Haig, Cohen Wards and Adam Corney. Running the old Mark Willers plate, the 777 Corney. We just called him Mark Willers for about the last two seasons. The 427 of Ronan McCursey. He's riding well this weekend already. 2 laps in and he's going for it. Out of the corner we go. McCursey. But Bimmy staying at our motel, getting it done, is Lucas Bimmy. Oh, the 2 spots are goodies.
So Bimmy takes that out. Matthew Haig picks up second. Rowan McCursey got the third in that heat.
And Benny James checked out. He's going to go coast to coast if he hangs on to this thing. So Benny James had a great run at the Worlds last year.
Cameron Lang giving him some attention, but James from Alexandra has got away. Oh, and he's just flying at the moment. Nice line round the final curve up the straight.
Oh, the double manual out of the corner. Jumped the double. Oh, double manual in across the finish line. Benny James showing some skills. The 14, 15 girls get going. Leela Walker, she checks out as well and heads for the corner. Just getting far enough ahead to pick her own line. The NZ1 of Jada Lily Lees in behind her, giving her some rub though. Here comes Jada Lily Lees. She's having a go. Oh, nice and close to Leela, who just bonks a manual. She's got a bit of a tender elbow. Jada Lily up beside Leela. This will be good for her confidence. When you get up beside Leela Walker, you know you've done something special. Leela just stretches it out again now. Down to the finish line. Leela Walker, amazing skills. Puts that one away.
Lee's in second place. And we're on to the Mike Butler Plumbing Boys 15. Bradley Hall, Trey Nelson, Cameron Campbell, Thomas Coleman Savage, Lewis Hunt, and the man out in front is Thomas Coleman Savage from the Hawke's Bay in the black and white of the bay.
Nelson's gone with him. Trey Nelson getting a little bit freaky, but up into the corner he goes. So Coleman Savage puts in the big one. Nelson, the 234 plate, is going to be Lewis Hunt from Cambridge. He's the next one. Goat goes again for the 15 boys. Kieran McCursey, Griffin Curtis, Zach Curtis, Jack Grenoff, Jesse James Green. Grenoff, as expected, in and around the corner he goes. Jesse James Green, though, is not letting him go. He's not letting him go. Nice and easily in and out he goes. Jesse James just hunting, keeping a look on how Grenoff gets up the straight so quick. Grenoff getting the bounce like a rabbit up through those. Getting the bounce and hanging onto it nicely. Such as the skills of young Jackie Grenoff.
So Grenoff takes that one. Green in second place. Curtis gets up to third. McCursey fourth. We're on to the boys 16. Butterworth, Calkin, Dale and James. Well, we saw Joe, your young fella, going well in that first heat, and he's gone well in the second moto here as well. He's got away to a flyer.
Oh, yeah,
taking the wide angle round the top.
You never know. Butters might be just old Butters in two. He's a sly old fox too, so he'll be in there. He'll be there till the end. He's riding everything with wheels on it, young Dan Butterworth. This is an amazing rider of the bike.
Keegan Calkin takes that one out. Butterworth in second place. James third. Dale fourth.
Speedy grabs the next one and heads for the corner. He's got company from Jackson Gaze. Jackson Gaze. I thought he just spat a clip there, but here he goes. James Speedy dropping into the corner, in and out nicely. Big strong boy, James Speedy, rides the bike nicely. He's deciding that the pump's the safest way up the third straight. Just pump the living daylights out of it.
And doesn't ease up. Going to ride it right through to the line despite the comfortable margin. James Speedy takes that one out from Jackson James Gaze. Daniel Maloney in third place.
Back to the blue plates. Megan Williams, hub rider, dropping in nicely. The 262. Abby Simcock is going to give her a run into the corner. So Megan hanging on to it though, into there. In and out of the corner they go. The 262 of Abby Simcock. She won the ramp. Abby Simcock was quicker down the ramp than Megan Williams. Amber Robson was the best of the rest. Taylor Arnold, Stacey Cornelius and Destiny Stewart in there as well. But Megan Williams puts it away.
The Rotorua girl takes that one out. Simcock in second place. Robson third. Here's the 17 to 34-year-old males.
Oh, I think we've got blue plates. We've got females might have a mechanical in the males, so they jump up an age group if there's something wrong with the males. So we've jumped forward to the females.
Yeah.
We've got Tyler Shea Donaldson. She's running that one out at the moment. Into the 2 spot goes Caitlin Jorgantis. These two ride with each other 2 or 3 times a week. Trying to find tracks with some spare time to get the senior riders onto it. Here we go. Oh, Caitlin Jorgantis.
Oh, what a great finish. Strong up the straight. Just got the momentum. And took that one out ahead of Donaldson.
Rook Compain grabs this one and heads into the corner. With her is Melissa Weir, Ella Hansen and Bella Wardsworth. So Compain dropping into the corner with a bit of breathing space.
Second.
Melissa Weir for the 2. So we'll see whether the boys pop back this time. The 17:34.
This is the 17 to 24-year-old females, and easy.
Oh, we lost Scotty Silver. No, we didn't. He's still on there. That Scott Donaldson kicked a foot out. He can't get back in. These guys are clipped into the pedals with the clipless pedals. They call it clipless, but they're clipped in. Is that the Bagby on the 2? He's heading for the 1. In and out they go. Oh, Scotty Silver just shows him the side of the track. Scotty Silver hanging on to it. He'll be at the 34 end of the 17-34 age group, so he's doing well, and so is Bagby up there as well. I think I'm on the right bunch of guys.
Yep, Scotty Silver, 117, and behind him, NZ2, Kurt Bagby.
Oh, then Scotty Silver. Where did Scotty Donaldson end up in all that? Kicking his foot off.
Underway now. And this is the 25-year-old plus females and Karina Lloyd starting well. Also there is Tony James, W4. Lloyd in second place. In behind those two is Chelsea Watton. This is going to be a good contest.
Oh, nice switch in the last corner from the 199 plate.
That's Karina Lloyd, 199, up against Tony James.
Nice.
James, I think, just might have got there.
Yes. Karina Lloyd starting to stamp their authority. These girls have raced together for a long, long time.
Megan Motors, 40 to 44-year-old males now. Lance Joyce, Andrew Badman, Alex Peterson, Derek Jelsma, Zane Alexander, Jason Waite.
And it is Waite. He's grabbed it and gone again.
Yeah, well, he didn't wait for anything, did he? He waited for no one. Got away to a flyer showing good form in his second effort here at Bexley Park in Christchurch for the BMX National Championships, and Jason Waite takes that one out in fine style from Jelsma. Badman third, Alexander fourth. Onto the 45 to 49-year-old males, Stuart Curtis, Darren Bone, Les Gamble, Mariko Lamari, Brett McKersey and Mark Lewis. And it's Lamari who is away to a great start, chasing hard though. 492 Les Gamble from the North Avon Club. He knows this track well. He's not giving it away just yet. Who goes high? But no, it's Lamari out in front. He'll take this one out, and it's going to be a good battle for second. And it's Gamble who gets up just and holds on the line.
Yeah, all right, the next lap of them goes Lee Wilson, Tony Thornley, Shane Parker, Darcy Melsop, Aaron Hooper and Kenny Feist. Dropping in there the 144 plate. Hooper, Christchurch City rider. He grabs it and hangs on at the moment. Hanging on for grim death. That looks like Kenny Feist to me in there for the two. The 854 it is. Kenny Feist is in there for the two spot, and the 466 of Tony Thornley from NAC. He'll be checking out the track because he's probably fixed it all week as he goes round. But the 144 of Aaron Hooper, they're not catching him. Feist is having a decent go. Oh, he is having a decent go. Feist with a lovely last straight. Well, there's action aplenty out here with the 409 plate. Who have we got here? Looks like we've backed up to where we lost the one.
Changed the running order of the events here for us, and this is Conan Mann, I think it is.
Yep, with Coca, you're right.
In the 17 to 34-year-old males, and Mann.
Oh, Coca, what can you do in the last corner? Coca makes the switch. What a beautiful. Coca gets it done. If you can replay this and see how he got round that corner, that's how you do it. Oh, Coca.
Lovely finish.
Wow.
And nothing much in it, but it is on the line.
Coca grabs it by 1/100th of a second.
Keach in third place behind Mann. This is the
fantastic
next event in the 17 to 34-year-old males and 300.
The 357 plate, are we going back to there or are we back to the front? 357, that looks like Dave Mohi to me, so we're back to the 50 plus, as I think we are. Dave Mohi it is, who's running into the corner and back out again. Dave Mohi doing it easy from the NZ1 plate of Mike Head in Christchurch City. Just the NZer having to watch which way Mohi went, because he is Class E. The 8 boys leave the gate this time in the NZer. He's up the outside with the 3. They're squeezing together, the poor old number 3. Calder Joyce got himself shoved back. Oh, looks like the 6 plate might have come around him. The 6 plates hang on. He's got it under the NZer of Sazi. Sazi's going to have a little look. He's going to have to get himself across. Look at this. We got the NZ 1, 2, 3 and 6, and it's the 6 in front. Coming out of the corner. He's got the big ones in. The parents are losing it on the sideline. The 3 of Calder Joyce. He's in there for the 2 spot. The NZ is back in the pack a little bit, but the 6, Charlie Withington it is. He's hanging on to it down there, young Charlie. Oh, pumping it nicely. He's not going to let this one go. Great for the confidence coming up in this big weekend. Charlie Withington, he'll be happy.
So Withington takes that out from Joyce and Murphy.
Rico Ryan grabs one He's gone off on the NZ5 plate at the moment. Leon Dumbbell it is. The 8 plates in behind him, Rico Ryan.
All the way from New Plymouth, Dumbbell, NZ5. And behind him is Rico Ryan from East City. But Dumbbell's got too much of a lead in this boys 8 trade staff event. Takes it out. So won by Dumbbell, Ryan second, Hansen third, and that's Jono Hansen, Brooklyn Hansen fourth.
That was a great motor. That's one of the ones when you're sitting, that first one, you're sitting in the call out and they're calling out all the names and it's like, oh, I've got that guy, oh, and that guy, oh, and that guy.
Angus Morgan here. Got to wait to an excellent start from his home track here at North Avon. Being chased hard though by Austin Stronach from Christchurch. But it's going to be Morgan as he comes up the straight. Stronach is chasing hard, but Morgan will go on and win this one in his second effort of the day. Now we...
Oh, what have we gone here? We're into the 81 plate. That looks like a Nardai to me. That looks like a whole lot like a Dylan Nardai to me. He's got it going up there. That looks like Donaldson. Yeah, we're back to that one. I screwed that sheet up. In and out we go. Nardai, Donaldson sweeping. Oh, Donaldson. Oh, they're rubbing and they're racing. That's what it's all about. Donaldson pops in front of Nardai. Oh, the old Zimbabwe import gets it done. Scotty Donaldson, yeah, BMX New Zealand Coach of the Year for the North Island, gets over Kieran Nardai for the 2. 8 girls leave the gate. Charlotte Silwood, Quinn Lindsay, Hannah McCabe, and Chloe Dinsdale.
So it's Dinsdale on the NZ3 plate who has taken the lead, gone high on the first corner, got the lead. The Sport Canterbury sponsored event. 8:32 is Honor McCabe from Southland. And those Southland colours. But it's Chloe Dinsdale all the way from up north in Whangarei. Enjoying herself. She's out in front. Here comes the challenge now from Quinn Lindsay from Cromwell, who's done an excellent ride to catch up. She's made up a lot of ground and she hasn't given it away yet. She'll have to settle for second place though.
Forgot about the sprint to the line. Early days.
Boys 9, the Smooth Air Products event. Austin Payne, Ashton Payne, I should say, Austin Mortimer, Jack Buckley, Tyler Davies, Timothy Creswell, Blake Harwood, and Carly Alexander.
Oh, and the one louder, lane 1 came the local boy. He got a really good gate and gave it to it down the hill. He's just had to use his smarts in the first corner to get it round because they caught him up there, but he's hanging on to it. The 386 plate of Austin Payne dropping in there nicely. That looks like a Creswell in there for the 2 it is. Oh, Payne moving across the track to make sure that he doesn't let them. He's lucky there was no one up the inside. But he hangs onto it up there, using his smarts from the local track to get it sorted, and down he goes, Ashton Payne. Timothy Creswell settling for the 2. Then the 3 spot was Jack Buckley. Nixon Banks, without the NZer there, is checked out. He's going coast to coast. Fagan, I think, no, Ricky Harness Salmon, that is in there for the 2 spot. But it's not going to... Nixon Banks enjoying a bit of free air with no one around him. He'll like this one. Be good for his confidence. Without drawing one of the hot shots, he's having to just nicely get up in there. Jump Flex sponsored these 2 young fellas. Nixon and Levi Banks. Jump Fleck Champolines are looking after their family, so that's lovely.
Good battle for second place though, and it's very close indeed. But it is...
Ricky Harner gets it.
Simon, yeah, gets it ahead of Lindop.
All right, the next one of the 9 boys gets going. Liam Bickley, Alex Hamilton, Benny Anderson. And Benny Anderson's checked out, but he's got company with him. Max Hay's not letting him go. Hey, keep it going, son. Oh, he just pulled off.
Oh, now it's neck and neck. Hay's back there, right on his tail.
Oh,
right on that back wheel. What happens on the last corner? And it is Anderson, NZ1. He's got the lead. He's going to hold the lead and takes it.
Oh, Max Hey, what a great corner. Just needed to finish the pass off. In and out of the first straight they go. The 111 of Holly Nelson. She's set herself heading for the finish line. Catch me if you can. Beautiful line by the 723 in that corner. Kiana McHugh from, I think that's the Nelson Club. Getting it going, though, down there. The 111, Holly Nelson, she's hanging on to it. Kiana McHugh, that move in the first corner has paid divvies for it. And she's hanging on to it. Running nicely up the third straight. Oh, just getting a little bit out of rhythm. Was the 111 play to Holly Nelson. The 303's caught up onto the back. Courtney Smith. See if she can make some inroads in for a 3 spot.
And that's the way it's finished, all right.
Lucas Martini checks out in the next one. He's heading coast to coast. The 969 plate's gone with him. That's going to be Grayson Mortished from Hamilton. In and out they go. Nicely up there. Oh, yes, the NZ4 plate showing some skills. Over jumping the wee double, but getting it sorted up here. Just having some fun while he's got some fresh air.
From the Mountain Raiders, here he is, Lucas Martini. Has no problems. Crossed the line, good battle for second place, and getting up there is Modest Head from Caleb White and Cooper Harvey. And
a couple.
Tumble down here now on the boys' 10.
I think that was Riley Smart that binned it. But
Charlie Liza from Cromwell has benefited from the tumble, and he's got away to a good little lead now from Callum Matheson from New Plymouth, but it's the Cromwell rider who's going to go on and take this one. Good ride from Charlie Liza. Crossed the line comfortably. Matheson in second place. Good battle for third. And it's Ryan Hurring gets up ahead of Brock Stedman for that third spot in the second moto today. 4 in total. Here he is, the NZ5 rider, Case Silver. He was impressive first up today.
Just holding on to it nicely. There was obviously no issue with that crash in the first corner. They just got up and going again. Got a little bit over the front of the bike. Case Silver has set himself a sight of the finish line, and off he goes. The 647 plate of Ben Polden, North Canterbury. He's nice and close to his home track and sitting himself for a nice 2 spot. It looks like it's all on for the 3rd spot at the moment. Oh, he just checking out that one. So we're into the blue plates of the 10 girls. Heading down here, Sophie Colquhoun, Ada Begg, Catalina Morris, Molly Buckley, Paige Lewis, Emmy Summers, Maya Prescott and Bailey Brown. And it is the NZ4 plate of Emmy Summers who gets it done. She's hanging on to it at the moment. Molly Buckley isn't going to let it go without a scrap. In and out she goes. See if she puts in the big ones. And she has, I think. Molly Buckley's put in the big ones. Let's see if the momentum pays off, so if she can get it smooth. Oh,
Summers
gobbled some time, but Summers, you're right, hangs on.
Onto the countdown girls 10.
Ooh. There was a little bit of rubbing and a little bit of racing there. Maggie Cannon and Nicola Mapu, I think it was. The NZ1 and the NZ2 just getting it sorted into the corner. They didn't quite hook elbows. They look like sisters the way they're dressed. Oh, Nicola Mapu round underneath. Let's see if she finishes it off. Oh, they're banging and bumping all the way around. Maggie Cannon hanging on to it. They're both in the Mac Cameron Racing tops. It's hard to see the difference. Oh, Nicola's not done with it. In and out of the corner they go. Down towards us, Maggie Cannon. They're grunty little girls. There's 2. Let's see who hangs on to it. Maggie just stretching out a little bit. But Nicola, whoa, that's going to be good later in the weekend.
Yeah, good battle between the top 2 New Zealand ranked riders in that race. We're on to the 11 and 12-year-old cruiser for males. Namidi, Richardson, Coleman, Dinsdale, Paskulik as well. But this is Namidi, who's been so impressive.
Yep.
The NZ1 rider Behind him, Tim Coleman chasing hard. But Namidi, he's done everything right. Lovely lines, good balance. And drives up the straight. Takes that one. Coleman in second place. Dinsdale third.
You're all right, checking into the first corner. That looks like the NZ winner of Cooper Richardson. He's getting the manual down nice, getting a bit of power out of it. The 270 of Hamish Earl, not doing anything so fancy, but certainly getting the speed out of the bike as well. Earl makes the switch then if he can't line up the outside. Richardson's jumping, Earl's just pumping it. In and out they go. Oh, he got a little bit out of rhythm, Earl, but he lost the back wheel. It was on for a pass and he just spat the back wheel. He's hung on to the 2 spot, but Richardson gets away with that one easy.
Earl in second place. Starting now for the 13 and 14-year-old cruiser males. Casey Walker, Matthew Haig, Lewis Atkinson, Max Van Dyke, Jack Gibby.
All right, and who is that? We can see the NZ 8 plate, 6 plate, Matthew Haig. Yes, he does ride the cruise as well, does Matthew Haig. He was double classing, but I haven't seen his name in the age groups. He might be on the 20-inch, but he rides this cruiser so nicely. Matthew Haig dropping in there. The 151 in behind him is normally Lewis Atkinson with that number, and it is. They're just cruising, keeping the legs warm, cruising on the cruisers. Often what you see, they double class and just sort of use this one to keep themselves fresh and going until it gets a bit later in the weekend. Then they start turning it on.
So Haig takes it from Atkinson, and Jack Gibby very close in behind for third. Onto the 15 and 16-year-old cruiser males, Lockie James, Luke Barnett, James Speedy, Lewis Hunt and Cameron Campbell. And
we got
this is Hunt.
3 spot. Hunt
out in front. Speedy tucked in behind. This will be a good battle. Speedy pumping hard. But Hunt takes the lead into the final straight and just needs to stay composed, gets the job done.
Alrighty, the next one goes to 13.24. No, that is Mr. Coker. So we're 17.34. Male cruiser Bradley Thompson, Matty Young, Ewan Ware, Johan Stetner and Adam Coker. And it is the Coker man just showing us the class. Amazing class that he has as a rider. Bradley Thompson in there for the 2. Seems to have all the time in the world, does Adam Coker, just to cruise up that straight. Jumping down there nicely, having a bit of fun, getting the flow of the track. The NZ3 going over them as Bradley Thompson, and from 3 and 4 it was tight.
Very tight indeed. I know. But Coker gets it, Thompson second, Stetner third. Underway here in the 35 to 39-year-old male cruisers. And
the Bagby, the NZ winner, big bad Bagby. In and out he goes. Latz Dinsdale in there for the 2 spot at the moment. Dinsdale just pumping it. He's not putting the back wheel down anywhere. Let's see if that pays. It's a different line. If you can get a manual in there. I don't know if he didn't take any time out of Bagby. I don't know if he lost any time to third. So Dinsdale goes your 2.
Onto the 25-plus cruiser female now. And great start there from Tony James. Just a real class act. Clean start, lovely lines, excellent technique, and has paid off with a big lead, looking so effortless. That's the world-class riding of Tony James from Waitakere. Doing it just comfortably across the line.
All right, we got just about a full rack, 7 gates, 7 riders in this one, the 40-44 cruiser. It's points over all weekend. In and out of the corner they come. The NZ winner, Stephen Szymanski, the painter from Harwater. One of the real characters of New Zealand BMX is Steve Szymanski. Dad's still involved with officiating, running the local club.
Getting a bit of heat from Tim Atkinson, though.
Timmy won't let it go.
Atkinson holds on for second, narrowly, as they came at him on the line.
So the World 7 plater Dion Newth, he leaves the gate in the next one.
This is the 45 to 49-year-old cruiser. And it's Muth with the W7 played on. That stands for world ranking number 7. And behind him is Nigel Coughlin. But there's no doubt about who's going to take this one out and take it out comfortably will be Dion Youth. Coughlin coming up for second place.
All right, the 45-49. This one, where's old Factory Daz? There he's in the 2 spot. Factory Dazza. Les Gamble, Greg Hughes, Rick Houghton. The 5 plate is taken at the moment. Greg Hughes from Tauranga. And behind him, Factory Daz. Is he running out of Rotorua? He is, Factory Daz. His real name's Daryl Windsor, but he enters as Factory Daz. Spent some time in the States. Is there a story behind that? He spent some time in the States, and he always rides the Belfour gear. He has great memory, so he decided he was a factory rider for them.
So Greg Hughes, the winner in that event, and does it nicely.
All righty. Oh, Presidente. Crikey Dick, let's see. Let's put that down. It almost looked like Presidente won the ramp. No, he didn't. Mike Nardai smoked him. Smoked him. He smoked him in the first corner as well. Come on, Wazza.
So
Nardai hardly rides.
Nardai in the lead from Boggis.
Come on, Boggy. You got to pedal it, mate. It's not going to pedal itself. Let's go. Here we go. Mark Nardai, he's just stretching out. Nardai in and out. Boggy's going to have a go, is he? Lining it up down here. No, Nardai.
He's working hard, but he's not going to be able to take Mike Nardai on.
Oh, Boggy. Oh, I thought he was going to line scab. That's against the rules. It's not really, but we say it is.
I don't. There's Carl Berryman away in the 50-plus, the cruiser for men. And he is out there cruising. Rob Graham, Roy Leaning, Robbie Wright, and George Hatsis is in the field as well. So this is Carl Berryman from
Capital. Capital.
Yeah,
that's it.
So doing it well. The 50-year-old plus will go from that to the contrast to the juniors next.
Yes.
Oh, it's a close one on the line.
Let's see. Have we got a photo? Rob Graham and Roy Leaning. Oh, no. Yes, down to 2/10 of a second. Second and third. Now the men juniors. Let's see if they send us second straight this time. They pumped it last time.
Greenough, Berryman, Dave.
Right, the gate goes. Oh, Berryman drew first blood this time. They're nice and close as well. Greenough is on the inside this time. Let's see what he can do. Up round the top he goes. Pins it for the... Oh, where have they gone? They're going down that side. Wonder why. They must have decided it's a bit too windy. So in and out they go. Greenough, they're lining up the second straight pro. Greenoff's hanging on to it this time. If he hangs on to it all the way, they're going to be one each, Greenoff and Berryman. They do this every weekend, and now they're doing it here. He just about kisses the front, does Greenoff.
Here comes Berryman. Here comes Berryman. He got him on the line.
That one mistake of Greenoff, he kissed it with his front tyre, the manual out of the corner, and that's enough.
Now the women juniors, Ruby Laidlaw, Olivia Levins, and Holly Oldham.
Alrighty, and Holly Oldham takes off this time, but Ruby Laidlaw, she's up the inside. Let's see what she can do. Up and around goes Ruby Laidlaw, a little bit late on the pedals. Holly a little bit quicker. Holly gets it down. Ruby's hanging on though. Oh, the 454 Chevy of Ruby Laidlaw. She's into the corner and out again, putting in the big ones, lining up the deep straight. Having to pump it. Let's see. Oh, they're just a little bit ginger up there through those deep rollers.
What happens on the corner, the last turn?
Oh, Ruby.
But it's the Southland rider, Ruby Laidlaw, out in front. Here comes Holly Oldham from Alexandra, chasing hard. Oh, that's close on the line. That is very close on the line. Laidlaw just gets it ahead of Oldham. Levins in third place.
Oh, there we go.
Nothing much in it.
Alrighty, so I think we missed this one earlier on. Must have had a mechanical or something. Caitlin Jorgantis runs it. That's another round out of the way. That one was only 45 minutes, so that's the story. Here we go back towards us, Caitlin Jorgantis. She's getting it sorted at the moment and hanging on to it as she can, in and out of the corner. Back towards us, Caitlin Jorgantis. Just holding on, a little bit of a nose manual into the corner. She goes, picks it up. She's got company, but she's got it in control. Back to the little tackers. And away they go.
This is the Sprockets 5 and under.
Whoa, we lost one on the jump. Little bit of a wiggle and a flop over.
So Luke Buckley from the Mountain Raiders, 285, gets away well. Has a bit of a look, see how far in front he is. He's being chased hard by Taylor Cron from Dunedin. These two have had some good battles all day out there.
Hal rubbernecking. Oh, he's still having a look. He's a little bit of a sneaky look now. Well, he's a little bit of a sneaky look. He's away now. Can't hear him.
Here's my last turn. I've only got a little bit of a straight to go now. Keep the form. Stay on. And just ride it out. That is Luke Buckley from the Mountain Raiders. Now this is another one of the Sprockets 5 and under. Nicole Martini, Cole Butler, Darcy Dumbbell, Grace Byron Cotterill. The 4 starters in this event.
Oh, there's a good battle up there, isn't there? They're all about it. Here they come up there.
Martini on the inside and that 291.
Yes. Just learning to race. Hopefully without the pressure. That's the idea of the no points and the no...
For these youngsters, it's about getting out, learning the sport, developing the skills, being with their mates. Lovely corner. Turn on the inside, and that was Cole Butler from Christchurch.
Yes, Cole Butler, that's what they're trying to learn to do.
Hold on, though. Here comes Nicole Martini. Not going to give it away. Last turn.
Oh, Nico's gone to sleep.
Just getting a little bit of tiredness, I think, starting to settle in with Darcy Dumbbell coming into the frame as well. And have a look at this, coming from nowhere. Darcy Dumbbell has taken it out.
Darcy. 3 of them. 3 wide there. I think there was one missing. They're probably having a snooze.
Baden Prescott now has got away to a flyer in the Sprockets boys 6-year-olds in their 3rd moto of the day. They've got 4 in total today on day 1 of the first window indoors BMX National Champs, coming to you on Sky Sport Next here at Bexley Park, the BMX track in Christchurch in beautiful conditions. And here is Baden Prescott from Tiaramutu and looking good. Good strong club up there as well.
It is, yeah, great club. There's been a lot of major events. We've got another one up there in the North Island Champs in the next 4 or 5 weeks. 5 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever it is. I should know these things, but I have lost it. So,
you've got the development role, you've got the deputy chair role, you've got the fathering role today, you've got the commentating role. You can't know everything, Joe.
That's right. Generally running a lot of superclass, but I haven't been doing that lately. That's been taken up by a couple of the riders, which is a really good thing to do. The riders have picked up and are running the superclass. It's a bit of input from us, and away they go, and it's really starting to pay for them. Just got to keep senior riders riding, try to get them going. And it's not about, I don't believe, coaching groups and pressure, and it's just riding with your mates. Just get out and ride with your mates, and that's what keeps them going.
Here's a young man under no pressure at all, loving it out there. James Fahey from Alexandra in that green and black distinctive uniform. Good battle for 2nd place.
The 7 boys Sprockets are going. These guys aren't far away from heading into the age groups where it all does matter. See a bit of attitude with the elbows out. Head down, elbows out, and there's someone coming down the outside. Nixon Murphy's going to have a go. Oh, he's up beside him. Jai Martin, he's hanging on to it. Jai just does a lovely job of hanging on to it, but the 4.98 of Nixon Murphy, he really wants to have a go at it. Jai just too smooth, third straight. Pulls some real estate, heads for the finish line. Easily done.
Good ride from Martini.
Alrighty.
And Murphy.
Oh, this is a good one. 3 wide up the straight. The middle one normally gets spat in the 7.05. Hunter McIntyre gets spat out the back but hangs on for a good old two spot at the moment. The 9.12. Tyler Cochran, the Tauranga boy, he's hanging on to it nicely. The 161's coming through of Monty Gardner. Little Monty. Another family with a few cousins and things in there. Hunter hanging on for the 3 spot nicely at the moment. The Southland boy. Hunter McIntyre. Little Monty's going to have a bit of a look, but out front, Tyler, I think it is, who's hanging on to it. Yes. It is the 9.12.
Tyler Cochran in front. Here comes Monty Gardner trying to chase hard up the final straight, but he's not going to deny the win to Tyler Cochran from Tauranga.
Nicely done. The 6-7 girls, Rose Ralston, Courtney O'Neill, Sian Wilson, Riley Watson and Milan Manava. The 5.44 of Rose Ralston from Christchurch City. She's grabbed this one at the moment. They're running beside each other. The 2.36 of Courtney O'Neill and the 39 of Milan Manava. Just running nicely up that second straight. In and out of the corner they come. Oh, it's looking a bit tiresome hitting the pedals at the moment. Be warming up out there, I would say. It's going to get really warm before the weekend's over, which is a nice way to be for a BMX meet.
So Rose Ralston from Christchurch in the lead in this event. The Sprocket 6 and 7-year-old girls. Courtney O'Neill in second place, and coming up across the line in third place, we have Sian Wilson.
So Ruby Buckley, oh, you're getting a little bit wonky in the background. The 6.36 of Eden Stetner, she was just getting a little bit freaky, but she's hung on to it at the moment. The 4.37 of Ruby Buckley, she's going nicely up there. Got the timing of the pump just good, and you can see the real estate she's pulled on the rider behind as a result.
Yeah, lovely body position, moving the arms and just bending nicely.
Shove with the legs. The backsides are your friends. You want them. So out they go. I can hear the speeds come up in the background because the 11 boys have left the gate in the NZer. Daniel Mason, he's done it. Deacon Connor, wrong age group. Deacon Connor grabs it and goes this time, as he has the other time. Banks, he's in behind him on his 5.22 plate. Levi Banks. The 3.09 plate of Brock Marshall. He's next. He's a local lad and sitting in there for a 3. Should be pretty happy with that. The Cole Faringa is sitting in the 4 spot. But Deacon Connor grabs it, checks out. Who's gone with him? Up the outside, Banks. Oh, Banks on a charge. Mason hanging on.
That was a good effort from Banks to really come back in that final straight. On to the next one now, the boys 11, and this is Bruno Namidi. 3.21.
Oh, that was good. That was almost a good hold there from 8.23. He nearly held Namidi out to the right side of the track. Nico Kogan. Namidi just muscled back on to get himself into the point position. And running away with it now is Namidi. Oh, a little bit out of shape goes
Kogan.
Young Kogan.
And then Kobe Russell in third place and trying to put some pressure on Marcus Franklin. But no problems for Namidi taking that one out. Namidi, right. Kogan in second place, Russell third, Franklin fourth. Now we're on to the next wave of the boys 11s. This is their third moto of the day.
And Daniel Mason grabs it and goes into the corner with the 2.75 of Deegan McCormick from Dunedin riding behind it. Mason, he's grabbed it, getting up to third straight really nicely. Up and there goes the 2.75 with him, Deegan McCormick. Though Deegan looking for the switch. Let's see if he can get onto the pedals quick enough. In and out he goes. Mason hanging on to it. McCormick's not done with it yet. Oh, nice finish. Third and fourth was also close.
Just a wheel width in it in that event. And so Mason takes it from McCormick to Theory third. On to the next event now.
So
and
out
it is
front.
the 11 girls. And it is Madeline Hunter.
She's grabbed it again from the NZ2 at Millie Waite. It's a carbon copy of the last two races, in and out we go. Waite's a little bit closer this time, but Madeline Hunter, too big and too strong down the last straight she goes and puts it away for the third lap of the day.
That's an impressive ride from Madeline Hunter from the Mountain Raiders Club. There's the Hayden Brush Company Boys 12. Hayden King, Tom Coleman, Rex Fagan, Thomas Helton, James Stoltz, Cody Wards, Jacob Shaw, and the man in front, as expected, Tom Coleman.
Oh, Tommy Coleman, there's no one else in the shot. It's all about you, son. Heading into the corner he goes with no one to give him any hassle.
Well, he got away to a wonderful start, and he just capitalised right at the release of the gate, and he's come home with a clear win. Good battle for second place, though, right on the line, and Stoltz gets it ahead of Fagan. Nothing much in it.
Oh, they've gone photo, which means it's down to a thousandth, and then they stretch it out again on the photo. So the transponders have been a revelation for the sport.
The old days, you had the official standing on the end, sort of trying to work out which one came across and by how much of a wheel width it was.
And they always, so there was a lot of time with motos being pinned, and then you had to go to the camera. And 9 times out of 10, the people who picked it, they picked it right. But it just had to be checked on the camera, whereas now it only gets checked on the camera if the transponders themselves decide it's too close.
Here's
they
Daniel
go to
Mason.
the camera.
Daniel Mason, NZ3, takes out that next heat in the boys. In the third moto, boys 11 from the Tauranga Club.
All right, we're heading in there. The 901 plate of Tyler Dinsdale. He's headed off to the other end of the track at the moment. Let's see, Jack Young from Hamilton has gone with him. He's sitting in the 2 spot. He's trying to get onto the back of Dinsdale at the moment. He's doing a good run up the third straight too. Dinsdale hanging on to it at the moment. Let's see how close he got. Jack Young, he's onto the back wheel. Jack Young puts in the big ones down there. Out of the corner he comes, but Dinsdale hanging on to it. Oh, Dinsdale, it's a run to the finish. So we're on to the blue plates.
This is Molly Inia, who was so impressive in the earlier runs today, has got away once more quickly out of the gates. Amber Bell in second, 5:05, and behind her Ursula Summers from the Mountain Raiders. But this is Molly Inia from Tauranga. Oh, Te Aramutu, I should say. And she just looks class. And the girls, Smooth Air products for girls 12. And she just comes up to the line. Molly Inia.
All right,
great ride.
The 13 boys have left the gate and heading into the corner, and out again we go. Brocky Nelson sitting in the 2, the 119 of Finney Cogan. He's dropped in there nicely at the moment. Oh, Brock gets all over the front into the corner. Finney Cogan sent it up the third straight. He's off. Catch me if you can, suckers. I'm gone. Didn't go to the corner goes Finney Cogan. In and out. Nice pump out of the corner. Gives himself another little squirt. Heading to the finish line. Brock Nelson in there for the 2 spot. And the 3 will be
Harry Fever. So
next racker, but these boys get going. Jack Gibby, he's had a great morning so far, the local lad. He's been getting it done into the corner. He's got the NZ Tour behind him again. I think they've been together every lap. Jesse Inglis, no, it isn't him. In and out he goes. Gibby, he's hanging on for the 2. Inglis the 2. Gibby the 1. What are we talking about?
Yeah, Gibby's made this a real flyer, and he's got away, and he's not going to let this go an inch. He's working hard right through to the line. Great ride from Jack Gibby.
Oh, good run for 3rd.
So Gibby gets it. Inglis 2nd, Angus Thompson 3rd. On to the 3rd event in the boys 13.
And Cooper Richardson grabs it and goes in here. The 253 plate. He's in there for the 2. Hayden Hall from Southland. Tyler Waite's been shoveled back. He was sitting on the 2 spot, but here comes Waite. Look at that. That is pure skill and smooth momentum that gets him up there. Waite's still not done with it. Richardson's having a go.
This will go down to the wire. Neck and neck. Waite and Richardson. Who gets it? Nothing much in it. And the transponder says it's Richardson. Just by a nose.
By 1/100th of a second. Goes
Tyler Waite second, Hayden Hall third.
Lily Greenoff grabs the next one and goes in behind her is going to be Renee Coleman-Savage. Gracie Owen, I suggest, would be next. There was NZ Wana all the way from Pydor. It's a great track in Pydor for the another one of our Waikato tracks. So Lily Greenoff heading for the finish. Renee Coleman-Savage. Then Gracie Owen.
So we're into the third moto of the day. This is the boys 14.
Louis, the fly, heads in there. He's got company, but takes the front wheel off. Our man in the two-spotter, Cooper Marshall, I think that is, the 306. He takes him into the corner and out again is Cooper Marshall for the two-spot. Lewis Atkinson.
Atkinson in front, and he's been so good today. Remember that they carry their points through to tomorrow, where they go into the top 16 for the semi-finals if there's enough numbers, or it's a straight final. This is on to the boys 14. This is one of the really competitive grades. 23 entries in total.
And Benny James is heading for it.
The Alexandra rider, Ben James, out in front. In behind him, the NZ3.
Lucas Bimmy.
From East City. But James and Bimmy, this is going to be close.
Bimmy's no slouch.
Bimmy's gone low. James went round the high side. He's going to hang on, is he? Yes, he is. Good ride there from Ben James from Alexander.
14 boys, next gate gets going. This is a nice close one too. He's popping out into the front, the 421 of McCursey. He's riding really well today as Ronan McCursey. In and out of the corner he goes. The lock's flowing behind him as the 148 plate, I believe that's Gabriel Robertson there for the 2. The 82 plate is going to be Cameron Lang. He's in there for the 3. But McCursey checking out, heading for the other end. He's been riding, obviously, Mr. McCursey. He's obviously been stuck here with Mum and everything, getting ready for the weekend. Has had to ride the track whether he liked it or not, and it's paid divvies for him because here comes Ronan McCursey smacking home the third moto.
Well, it's a good battle for second, though. And
who got
getting up was Roberts just ahead of Cameron Lang. So McCursey, Roberts and Lang, the way they finished in that boys 14 race. Now we're on to the girls 14 and 15, and it'll be Lily Lee's. Yeah.
Leela Walker just getting it a little bit wrong up the third straight, but not too much. Would have been enough to make the heart flutter, I'm sure, as she gets down there. Lily Lee's hanging on for the 2.
But Layla Walker just too good. That's why she's ranked 8th in the world. We're underway now with the Mike Butler Plumbing Boys 15.
Jesse James Green checks out into the corner and heads off down the second straight. Into the wind, it looks like the flags are just fluttering a bit out there. That's a headwind up the second straight. Tailwind down the third, which could be why they're getting a little bit freaky up this third straight. A little bit of wind behind you makes a big difference to how quick you hit the jumps in front of you. Jesse James just parks the legs up and cruises nicely down the last straight.
Zach Curtis chasing hard for second. Here comes Lewis Hunt as well. It'll be Curtis second, Hunt third. But Jesse James Green, too good in that event. Mike Butler Boys 15 is coming up now. And this is the man in front with NZ1, Jack Greenoff. And from the Cambridge Club, he is a class act indeed. He's got away and he's just put some clean air between himself and the rest of the field, being led by Trey Nelson from Alexandra in second place, but he can't make up any distance on New Zealand's number 1. Jack Greenoff takes that one.
Alrighty, the 16 boys get going. Butters from the inside, Keegan from the outside, K-Dale, Jackson goes, James Speedy, in they go. Oh, Keeg's on a fly today. Let's see if he can make this pay tomorrow when stuff gets real. So Butters in there for the 2 spot. Speedy for the 3. You never know with Speedy. Some of them might be foxing Keeg. Just don't get too carried away, son. In the corner he goes, doing it nicely. Butters for the 2.
Does the father get nervous when he sees his front out in front? Chasing hard from behind.
Not yet. Later in the weekend, the heart
But
pounds.
Kalkin wins that one, as he has done all day today. Takes out another one, this time in the Day Brothers Painters.
There we go. The 226 of Maloney had a bit of a coming together with Lockie James. Nathan Peebles and Keenan Brown in there as well. Just going nicely up here is the 226 of Daniel Maloney. He's another one been in the age group since they were all bubbers. Lockie James as well from Cromwell. In and out of the corner they go, and James heads for... Oh, he's not done though. The 234's...
James has got it.
Oh, what a finish.
He came flying home, did Lockie James from Cromwell to take that one out. We're on to the essential audio. Girls 16, Megan Williams, Destiny Stewart, Abby Sincock, Taylor Arnold, Amber Robson, and Stacey Cornelius, and it is out in front, Abby Sincock.
Oh, go Abby. This is a nice race for her. It'll be good for her to hang on to it, but no, Megan just powers past on that one. That'll be good confidence boosting though for Abby Simcock. That's what she needs. Classy rider as well as Abby Simcock. Megan Williams though hanging on to that one. The 3 spot.
Rotorua rider. Williams takes it. Simcock second. Amber Robson third.
Here's Kieran Nardoi. I can see him a mile off. He goes in and out of the corner. So Coca tracking him. Just having a bit of a look. Jared Else gets shoved back for the 409. Plate comes through on him. Connor Mann. She's a classy field, this one. Kieran Nardoi.
Coca, what does he do on the final curve? He goes low. Now he puts the challenge on. But out in front is Natai. He's getting the challenge coming from him from Coca. But Natai hangs on to win. Oh, good finish. Classy field. This is the male 17 to 34-year-old age group.
And it's the Zimbabwe man, Scotty Donaldson, Coach of the Year, North Island, heading into the second corner. The NZ7 plater, Cody Keach, goes with him. They're coming down the straight. Oh, Scotty just gets it a little bit wrong up there. He looped out on this track during training during the week. Landed on his bottom.
I think he's learnt from it since. Bit of a challenge coming from Keach, but it is Donaldson who takes that one out. Keach in second place.
And here his sister's checking out the same thing as well. Here comes Tyler Shea Donaldson. The other one of the two of them, Caitlin Jorgantis and her, are going to discuss this thing the whole lap round, I would think. Tyler Shea making it not easy for Caitlin by doing a nice line around the corner. There was nowhere for Caitlin to go. She just has to follow for now. Let's see what they can do up the next straight. Tyler Shea again, right round the middle of the corner. Go high, go low, you can't get round. Here comes Caitlin trying to get onto the pump, but can't quite get it done. Into the corner, Tyler Shea getting a little bit over the front of the bike. Let's Caitlin get up onto the back of it. Caitlin's going to discuss it down the last straight. Let's see, Caitlin, Tyler Shea, Caitlin. Oh, Caitlin just got out of the last corner better and it paid at the other end.
Caitlin Jorgantis takes that one from Tyler Shea Donaldson, and an absolute classic in the third round here at the Moto 3 in the BMX National Championships. We're underway with the next wave of the 17 to 24-year-old females, and starting well is Brooke Compain from Waitakere, and has made a wonderful start and just pumping hard down the back up to the final corner, way in front, no pressure on it, just a matter of just keeping form now, and Compain will take this one out quite comfortably.
All right, it looks like Bagby might have left the gate. I can hear, oh, Timmy's got this one into the corner, World 2. Timmy spent years nailing down a World 1. He got it the year before, but not in Baku. Couldn't quite convert this year and had to settle for the World 2. Timmy Ferguson, in and out of the corner they go. Scotty Silva wants to discuss it, so does Bagby. Up into the corner goes Timmy. Timmy Ferguson, he's a fantastic ambassador for our whole sport is Timmy Ferguson, and running into the corner he goes, but Scotty Silva's not done with it. He wants to pinch one off Tim if he can, but he can't. 25 plus female 20-inch. The World 4 of Tony James leaves the gate and heads off into the second straight now. The 199 plate's gone with her of Karina Lloyd. There's a whole lot of Christchurch riders in here. The 100 plate running Mariana Pajon's number is Chelsea Watton, all the way from Hamilton.
Yeah, Tony James just put some more pressure on round that previous corner and has come away, knows how to ride. You don't have a W on your plate, you don't know what you're doing in this sport, and just far too good, as she has been throughout the course of day one here on the National Championships, coming to you from Bexley Park in Christchurch.
Jason Waite checks out from the gate drop. Unbelievable how much Let's see if we can find this on here. How much faster down the ramp Jason Waite was? Yes, he was 0.3 of a second faster down the hill. Was Jason Waite, and he's still got it converting at the moment with the 125 plate got up onto the back of him. Andrew Badman, he's having a go, but I dare say Waite's got this all in control.
In third space is Derek Jelsma from Dunedin. He's chasing hard, can't pick up the second spot. So Waite takes it out. Badman second. Jelsma in third place. Onto the males 45 to 49.
Oh, Kenny Feist. Kenny Feist grabbing a moto point and heading off into the third straight. He is getting freaky as Kenny Feist, but he hung on to it. Oh, he'll be fluttering.
Almost losing control, chasing hard. Tony Thornley, but Feist will be too good.
Feist, he'll be having a little heart palpitation at the end of that. So the 144 plate drops in there nicely. Is going to be Aaron Hooper. The Christ City boy gets going. Gamble is it for the third. The NZ3 plate, no, it's going to be Lee Wilson, the Mountain Raider. He drops in there for the 2 spot at the moment. The NZ4's in there as well. A Darcy Malsop running nicely up the third straight though, the 144 of Hooper. In and out of the corner he goes. Got it all sorted.
Had a little look. Knew he had plenty of space and plenty of time just to ease up that final straight.
Oh, a bit of a challenge for the third spot. Looks like a close one. Or the fourth spot rather. Yes, it was. Just a tenth in that one.
So Hooper takes it out.
Now, Mr. Class, Dave Mohi, he's headed off.
This is the 50-year-old plus males. And
they really should know better.
Dave Mohi, as he's been all day, just in a class of his own, pumping hard, easing up, getting there comfortably, and it takes that one out ahead of Mike Head and Carl Berryman.
You're all right, back to the 8 boys. This NZ8 plate is Rico Ryan. He's heading in there nicely, getting it done. They're all over him like a seagull after a chip as they head off down to the second straight. The NZ3 plate, Calder Joyce is in behind him, and then the something with the double sevens of Brooklyn Hansen. Up the third straight they go. Rico Ryan. Too much class up there. Just drag some real estate.
You get that chance on that final bend if you're out in front, just have that little look behind and see where you're at.
And a little sneaky peek.
That's what he did. He had no problems. Rico Ryan taking up the boys 8 trade staff event. As we're into the next event, also in the boys 8. Remember the points they get today carry through to tomorrow. That will determine the semi-finalists after 2 more motos tomorrow, 4 today. And this is Charlie Whittington in NZ6, and beside him is NZ5 Leo Dumbbell, and it's Dumbbell who's got the lead. Dumbbell being chased hard by Withington, but I don't think he can make up the ground, and Dumbbell will take it out from the New Plymouth Club.
Alrighty. So the next rack of these boys gets going as they head up into the corner. That looks like the NZ.
Yeah, this is Cooper Murphy.
Cooper Murphy doing a nice job up that straight.
Behind him is Angus Morgan from the North Haven Club here. This is his home track, but this is impressive by Cooper Murphy. Really working hard. Good technique, plenty of pace. Round the final curve, has a little look. He knows he's got this one. Just holding form, coming through nicely. Angus Morgan, can he hold on for second? I think he can. Yes, he can. Just.
Okay, so heading away they go again. We're on to the blue plates, which is the girls. Chloe Dinsdale, Quinn Lindsay, Charlotte Zilwood, Honor McCabe. Nice and close together they are at the moment up the front anyway. The 793 of Quinn Lindsay and young Chloe Dinsdale. In and out of the corner they come, Chloe Dinsdale. Sitting in for the 2 spot from the 793 of Quinn Lindsay. Charlotte Silwood, Hannah McCabe. In and out of the corner they go. So the 793, she's just stretched it out now. Getting it done. Putting that one away, she is.
That's Quinn Lindsay from Cromwell. Takes that one out onto the Smooth Air Products Boys 9 now. And getting away well is Jake Buckley from the Mountain Raiders. In behind him is Blake Harwood from Nelson. And then we've got Liam King from Cromwell. Good packed field out in front. Starting to get caught. Lost a bit of momentum though was Jack Buckley. And taking the lead. Coming through Blake Harwood. Harwood takes the lead into the final straight. Getting some momentum. Up and over. Down he goes. Here's the challenge coming from Liam King. But it'll be Buckley who will win that one.
Alrighty, Nixon Banks grabs this one and drops into the corner nicely. In and out he goes. Oh, Banksy, who's gone with him? Is it Minerva? The 86 plate, hey, it might be. The 386, it's going to be dropping in. Oh, Banksy's having to work hard to hang on to it. It's Ashton Payne that's got onto it. Oh, Ashton Payne kicked the foot off. So Banksy gets a little bit of room. But Ashton's not done with it either. Here he comes at it. Banksy's got a little bit of room. Young Nixon puts in the big ones. The old jump flicks. Nixon, Banksy gets going. He's going to put this one away. Coming up for a bit of a challenge for the third place. Nice and clear he was.
Banks first, Payne second, Hey third. Move on to the next race in the boys 9. And it'll be Anderson. He's got away well again. This is Ben Anderson from East City in Auckland.
Tim Cresswell's gone with him, the Tauranga boy. And then Khalil Alexander from Hawke's Bay. I think he's in there as well. Oh, here we go. Cresswell's made a bit of a charge up the third straight. The NZ6 plate has got himself up. That's Khalil. He's down there as well. Khalil gets over the front of it. Let's see. Oh, Khalil just got over the front, gave him a bit of breathing room.
So Anderson takes it. Now we're on to the girls 9. Holly Nilsson, Courtney Smith, Anna Spence, Emily Wilkinson, Lily Marshall, Kiana McHugh, and this is Holly Nilsson from North Harbour with the 111 plate. In behind her is Courtney Smith from the Mountain Raiders, but Nilsson gets round that final turn, chasing hard. Courtney Smith coming up. Behind them is Kiana McHugh, but no problems there for Nilsson. Takes it out comfortably.
All right, the 10 boys leave the gate at the moment in the NZ4 of Lucas Martini. He gets the nice manual and up and over the triple into the corner he does, then puts his head down and his elbows up and heads off down the second straight. Into the wind he'll be coming. The 822 and behind him is Caleb White. He's dropping in there nicely. Martini, no one giving him any trouble at the moment. Running off into this last corner he'll go as he gets up here. Clear space. Can have a little bit of fun, do some jumps. As he goes, the 822 of Caleb White's in behind him, and then there's a whole gaggle of them, I think. So into the finish line they're going to go. Oh, the run for 4 is all on. They're 3 wide for the 4 spot.
So underway in the Parks Towing Boys 10. Modest Head, Silver, Harvey, Stetner, Walker, Matheson, Abdel Malak, and getting out early is Case Silver. He's being chased though quite hard by Seb Stetner. And Stetner coming up to Silver. This is going to be a good contest. Who's got the best line? It in the NZ5, Case Silver. He's being chased hard though, but Silver will hang on. Gets across by a bike length ahead of Stetner.
Yep. Stetner just got it all a little bit wrong in that corner. The 444 plates left of the gate on this one is Charlie Liza, the Cromwell rider. It's good to see them out there doing their thing. The NZ2 plate of Riley Smart's in there for the 2. She's a South Island Derby, this one. The 647 of Ben Polden's in there as well. But the 444 can't be caught at the moment. Charlie Liza, he's hanging on to it. The NZ2, O'Reilly's in there for the 2, making the big switch. That was a nice corner. The
Here
NZ2.
comes Smart. Here comes Smart. Watch it. It's going to be a great finish. And Liza just gets there from Smart. Good ride.
Good ride, all right.
From Charlie Liza.
All the work was done in that last corner. The 10 girls leave it this time. Nicola Mapu's got some clear air in this one, I can see. Holly Tribbles with her. Ada Begg, Maya Prescott, Paige Lewis, Jasmine Campbell, Bailey Brown and Mackenzie Fahey. But Nicola, she pedals it away out of the second corner and a little bit of clear air. Got a race without Betty Walker and Meg Cannon to give us some hassle this time, so she's been enjoying this. A little bit of a run to the finish on her own. The 818 plate is the next.
Prescott.
Yep, is best of the rest, young Maya.
Yeah, so good effort there and lovely ride as we move on to the girls 10, the second event here on day one of the national championships, and getting away well as Meg Cannon, as she has done all day, being chased hard at the moment though, and not too far behind her is Beth Walker, and Walker's putting some pressure on Cannon now.
Ooh.
Who's going to take the final curve? It's Cannon, NZ1 in front. Here comes Walker. Walker's working hard, working really hard, but can't quite do it on the line. Good ride there. And it's Cannon that just holds on to win the girls' 10 countdown race.
As Bruno Namidi leaves the gate in the 11-12 cruiser. Bruno Namidi's hanging on to it at the moment. The 94 of Dinsdale, I think that is. Beside him it is Dinsdale. And then the NZ plate of Tommy Coleman in there for the 3. So Namidi grabs it and goes. Nobody's catching him at the moment. Just a nice cruisy ride. Saturday lap round the track for Bruno Namidi as he gets it done. The 94 of Tyler Dinsdale putting away the 2 spot. Oh, good run for the 3 rather.
So this is the 13 and 14 cruiser male. The difference between the cruiser is the size of the wheel. It's 24 inches versus the 20 inch. So that's the difference. What's the title? What's behind the name, the cruiser?
I'm not sure. It's been around since a long time. I think it's because they are cruisier to ride. They just they feel like a big cruiser. The little 20 inches whip around underneath you and try to spit you off. The 24 inches are just a bit more forgiving, but a bit more of a cruiser bike. So I guess it's just a name that someone gave to them and they stuck. So heading off up here.
Lewis Atkinson, Jack Gebby and Cameron Lang, the first 3 in that race. We move on to the next round of the 13 and 14 male cruisers, and it'll be
Matty Haig's grabbed this one. He's dropping into the corner.
Matty Haig being chased out hard by Cooper Richardson, and Richardson won't give up. Here's Richardson coming hard on Matty Haig. Waitakere rider out in front, gets around the final curve. And the bend, the sweeping bend.
Oh, Cooper got a run off the top of the corner. Let's see if he can make it pay. Cooper, oh, not quite.
Hamish Earl in 3rd place there from Cromwell. Miles Construction, 15 and 16 cruiser males. It's wave after wave, race after race here at Bexley Park, the BMX track in Christchurch for the National Championship, sponsored by First Window and Doors. And
Lewis Hunt and James Speedy are having a good old go in this one. James Speedy just was content to pump that straight and just see if he can make it pay. He gets the switch nice.
Hunt.
Don't know if he got onto the pedals quick enough. Hunt just hanging on to it.
Hunt NZ3, Speedy NZ4. Hunt does the trick. The higher ranking comes through in the end.
All right, Caitlin Jorgantis. She gets going into here at the moment. There's a good move for the 2 spot. Didn't make it pay though. You've got to be brave if you're going to stick it in there down that low line. You've got to hang on and make it pay. That was Talia Nelson.
This is the 13 to 24-year-old female cruiser event, and number 92, Jorgantis, Caitlin Jorgantis, is making every post a winner at the moment. Good form around the final bend and up the straight. Being chased hard though by Taylor Arnold, but can't do so. Can't catch it. Jorgantis takes it out.
All righty, Coker. He leaves this gate 17 to 34. And I think this would almost be Coker's last year in 34, so he's leading everybody younger than him. He goes in and out of the corner, heading up the third straight with the class that he's got. Look at that. Just amazing, skillful rider is Adam Coker.
Age is no barrier when you've got form and technique like Adam Coker has. From East City, gets it. Oh, good line-up for second place. Bradley Thompson just gets there ahead of Matty Young.
Oh, 3 wide they must have been across there.
35 to 39 cruiser male now, so we move up in the age groups, and
Bagby.
Going out nicely is Kurt Bagby.
And beside him, Lance Dinsdale, but Dinsdale just hasn't quite got it. He's another one who's happy just to pump that straight. So in and out of the corner goes Bagby, covering it nicely, leaving nothing open for Dinsdale to come shopping for. Dinsdale.
And you get to this level of event, you don't see too many mistakes. The tactics, you go into the right lines, you have the right techniques, you know how to play it safe when you're in front.
Especially riders of this age. They've done it. They've been passed too many times, making too many mistakes, and the riders of this age don't do it too often, so if they've been riding a long time.
Kayla Newton is chasing down Tony James. Here is Tony James in the 25-plus cruiser female. And out in front, second place is Tamron Hurren-Webster, but she is all class, is Tony James from Waitakere. Gets another win under her belt here in Christchurch at the National Champs.
Oh, this is another goodie.
This
40 to 44.
40 to 44 male in the cruiser division.
Shimmy Szymanski out there doing it. Got the NZ1 plate. Tony Mottershed, Brian Ludlam, Tim Atkinson, Gavin Coleman, Derek Giles-Mazar and Zane Alexander. All the names are the same as in the age groups below. Well, not all of them, but there's a lot of names, obviously. Father and sons riding, mums and kids riding. She's a family affair.
Szymanski takes that one into the next 45 to 49 cruiser event. And flying out quickly is the New Zealander McLaughlin.
RMC, Richie McLaughlin. Just another stalwart of the sport. Richie's had a bit of a break from it, but he's another one that's ridden at every level of BMX.
Just look at that technique.
Oh,
it's beautiful to watch, and you can see the distance that he was able to put on the rest of the field. Hotter second, out in third, but no match for McLaughlin.
And it's not strength, and it's just pure that smooth technique, using the backsides of the jumps.
Well, here's another one that's showing outstanding technique. Dion Youth in the 45 to 49. The second event being chased though hard by Greg Hughes, but Youth no problems.
Dion Youth, I've been at a few world champs and been in the pits a few times, but I've never seen anyone quite as excited to get a world plate as Dion Youth. So it doesn't matter your age, when you bring home a W plate, it certainly spins your wheels. He was so excited.
It's quite apt that it does in this sport, isn't it?
So our Presidente, the old chairman, Warren Boggess, sitting in there for the 2 spot, getting it done.
Well, he sat in that spot a couple of times this afternoon.
He has.
Here at the National Champs, but
he won the ramp. Look, he always wins the ramp, does Boggess.
George Hattis from Dunedin is the winner in that event. Now we're into the 50 plus, the second event in the cruiser category, and getting away to an absolute flyer is Carl Berryman, and he has put some real clean air and clear air on the rest of the field. Berryman going like a steam train at the moment across the
having a sneaky look to see if he can button off.
Yeah, I think he can. It's a matter of just staying in touch, using the technique and experience. Berryman gets home. That was a good effort from Berryman from Ngātai.
John Hansen's back on a bike. Well, look at that. That's got to be 3. That's John Hansen. The little wee tackers have got more Hansens, and then in the middle we've got other Hansens. They're everywhere.
Right, here's the junior men. Here they go. Day Berman Grenoff. And they're flying.
Was it one
44,
each? No, Berryman got both of them, didn't he?
Yeah, Berryman in 44 takes it.
Oh, they're
Gets the
going
right
the big
line.
chute. They're going down the big chute. Oh, we've lost Blake Day. Berryman sends it down the big chute, gets it done nicely. Blake Day, we don't want. We've only got 3 of them. We can't lose one. But Blake Day's down in the bottom of the bend, in the bottom middle of the jump somewhere. I hope he's okay. But Berryman, on day 1, takes 3 motos.
And has got some cash incentive
There's
in this
some cash
event as
incentive.
well.
There is indeed.
This is the one event on the calendar here at the National Championships where there is some prize money at stake. Only 3 competitors in the men's junior event, but 3 classy competitors at that, and they will go right through. We'll just have a look here and see how Blake Day is as we come up towards the end of the 3rd round. The 3rd moto is just about completed. 3 out of 4.
It's Leela Walker with some of her adoring young fans. Well, I hope they are. She's a classy rider. There's the boys doing the announcing.
Real bright future in front of her, and you look at where the world champs are next year. Supposed to be in Houston this year. Didn't happen. So you look around the world stage, and they've lined up the international world champs for the next 3 to 4 years. They started in this format back in 1996. Of course, New Zealanders have been well looked after in the elite events over the years at the national champs, the international champs. Sarah Walker picking up gold, silvers and bronze. Jessie Smith, the junior women's event last year in Belgium. So it's a sport that New Zealanders on the international stage do very well at indeed.
It is. Mark Will is a phenomenal rider. He obviously 2011 there 3rd at the champs, and then got 2nd as he came into Auckland. Just an amazing representative and all-round good guy, down to earth.
Been to 2 Olympic Games in 2008 and 2012 as well. The first 2 times that the BMX event was held at the Olympic Games. He reached the semi-finals in 2012.
Yes, and then his legs locked up, so we thought he'd choked and crashed on the 3rd straight. But the real thing was his legs locked up completely, and he just cramped out.
So here's the junior women underway.
So into the corner goes Holly Oldham, dropping in there. Ruby Laidlaw in for the 2 spot, and then Olivia Levens in there for the 3, but they're not catching Holly this time. She's got it. I think it might be almost 1 each to Holly and Ruby. Ruby did a great job on the last one, but not this time. Holly stretching out, moving her way up into the last corner. No one in the shot. Heading down to the last. Pick up the 3rd moto from Ruby Laidlaw and Olivia Levens.
So that's the 3rd round completed here. The 3rd moto over and done with on day 1 of the National Championships. We move back now to the little fellas in the Sprockets 5 and under. This is the last time that they'll be in action today, as we have a full round. We're back with you on Sky Sport Next tomorrow as well for day 2, finals day. We'll be on air at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning in glorious sunshine here at Bexley Park in Christchurch. 284, Darcy Dumbbell from New Plymouth. Having a lot of fun, enjoying himself, riding over the bumps, concentrating hard. Round the final turn, has a little look behind. Focused eyes in front.
Little Darcy, a Taranaki local.
Great crowd here.
No one else there.
Great crowd here today as well.
There is.
Tents surrounding the ground, and all of the clubs that are represented, over 30 of them here, over 400 competitors from around the country have descended upon Christchurch for this Labour Weekend event. the first window indoors BMX National Championships.
Great family event.
It's Luke Buckley in the colours of the Mountain Raiders.
So a great family event. The great thing about the BMX Nationals, there's not much in the way of qualification. You have to do 4 events that are national qualifiers just to prove that you're up to the standard to ride the bike, and then along you come. This old new format we are back to 2 full days of racing. It's worth coming out and getting involved in it. The next one's at Rotorua, right in the middle of the North Island. Should be a good one. The Elite's back with us because we've moved the date back into the time of the year that doesn't clash with the Northern Hemisphere summer, so we can join the Elites and really get into it. So heading up here, we've got the 933 plate. Getting it done is James Fahey, all the way from Alexandra, down at this end of the country. Oh, they're 3 wide, dropping in behind. Just getting it done nicely in and out of that corner, but up front, James Fahey from Alexander. He has got the pump sorted. The most important skill on the bike is that pump, which he's got the timing just beautifully sorted already. And that gets him to the finish line in that sort of a position. 6 boys. Next one leaves the gate as he drops in there. The 765 of Baden Prescott, but he's stepped off the pedals into the corner. He goes and back out. Let them all catch up. He has the 847 of Charlie Shaw's gone with him.
I think Charlie's eyes just lit up there for a moment.
He's made the most of it.
He's come through on the inside. Charlie Shaw from Dunedin in the Sprockets. 6 boys, neck and neck between these 2.
Dropping in, he is Baden Prescott. He's hung on to it. Charlie couldn't quite make it stick after that gift he had in the first corner. But running to the finish, young Baden Prescott. Just doing it nicely. 7 boys, Sprockets, the 725 of Jai Martini, the Mountain Raider. He's off down the second straight. Doing it good. There's a great old battle for the 2 spot at the moment. The 705 and the 598. Hunter McIntyre and Nixon Murphy. Nixon Murphy trying to go in round the bottom, putting in the big ones. So the 725 of Jai Martini's taken off, but in the background we could just see Nixon Murphy, who was having a great go with Hunter McIntyre. Down to the line they're going to run. Jai Martini stretching out down this straight.
Next up is another wave of the Sprockets. 7-year-old boys. Garside, Buckley, Gardner, Matheson, Cochrane, and
up and over they go. The 912.
Monty Gardner, the 161s, I think trying to edge in front. Look at the corner. Comes through, but coming through on the inside. Lovely work by the man called Jarden Matheson from New Plymouth there for a minute. And now Tyler Cochrane back in front. So he's wriggled his way back there. Monty Gardner in 3rd spot. This is a good competitive event for the 7-year-old Sprockets.
The Sprocket Rockets getting it going. 3 wide they are. Jarden Matheson making a good go to try and get onto the back of the 912 plate of Tyler Cochrane, but
cruises through.
Cruising. Oh, the 3 spots all open.
One of the girls now, 6 and 7-year-olds in the Sprockets. Sian Wilson, Ruby Buckley, Riley Watson, Millen Manava, and Cameron Calhoun. And out in front here is Ruby Buckley.
Ruby.
And she's gone.
She's gone. She's heading back for a lolly at the camper. Yep. Somebody's dangled something in front of her to get her going.
She has a look around.
There's a bag of lollies or a Mr. Whippy on this race, I would say, because she's gone.
Look at me, she says. And we are. That's exactly what we're doing. This is good technique. Look at that.
It is.
Wonderful technique. Now gets the pedals going. Round the final bend. Up the straight. Here she comes. Oh, here's a look across. Where's Mum? Where's Dad?
That's it. How's my Mr. Whoopi looking?
What did you think of that? She says.
Think I've done enough for a mellow puff. There she goes. So the next one out, the 7:30:23, Skylar Hansen. She's another one that's been flying out here today. She's head down, elbows up, sending it off down the second straight. She goes. The 7:23. She's hanging on to it. Got company up the outside.
So at this age, are they encouraged to get some clear air between them when they go across, or is it all about learning where to sit on the bike and how to move yourself and just get your position so you get the momentum going from each of these? Because you don't see too much clear air, but you do see some lovely technique work going on here. This is Skylar Hansen.
It should be all about the technique at this age. And if there's a race that you lose but you've tried a technique, it should be encouraged. Oh, there's a good one going here, though. Oh,
yeah,
look at this. We're going to be three
wide. Stetner, I think, might have just edged ahead of Hansen at the end. Just under 400 metres, the track is long in terms of the distance. It's a 400 maximum distance in international BMX. How difficult is it for some of these youngsters? Are they getting tired in that final straight in their fourth race of the afternoon?
Yes, definitely. These little tackers, particularly when the wind's up. I don't know that we've got too much breeze out there at the moment, but when there's winds up, it's downwind, upwind, downwind, upwind. There's a bit out there by the look of it, and these little fellas really struggle. They turn the last corner and hit the wind. It's a long way to the finish line.
Just a nice little gentle breeze on what is a lovely
beautiful Canterbury day, isn't it?
Yeah, beautiful afternoon. Just calling off the riders who have been in action since 11 o'clock this morning. They're coming up towards the end of their third hour of competition. This is the last round,
making
the fourth
good time
moto of the day, and they are motoring through here. We've had 201 races already on today's calendar, and we're still going.
It's the transponders just making this is our first nationals with transponders, and it just makes a great difference to the way the flow of the meeting. Having said that, we've just got a break at the moment, obviously. There's something going on, but
you start looking at where we are on the world scene, and you've been to World Championships so many times, Joe. You've mentioned how New Zealanders are so well respected around the world. What is it that makes New Zealand so good at the sport?
I think it's the access to our tracks. A lot of the other countries that we go to, and we try to look for tracks that we can ride on in the lead up to a World Championships, you just can't get onto them. They're either, in the States, they are a commercial operation, so you can't just go and ride onto them. They've decided that the sport's dangerous, so they lock them off. Whereas here, as long as you've got a bike and your helmet and your gear, you can ride any track, anywhere, anytime.
Well, it's really amazing when the sport really started in the backyard on farms in 1979, and then just 3 years later there were 70 tracks. 2 years after that there was 5,000 registered riders in New Zealand. It exploded, didn't it, in that first 5 years in the sport. And although we've got over 400 entries here, often these national champs attract 700 people too.
Yep, that's right. And when we did get to the size that we did, certainly around the 213 Worlds and the size of the nationals, we did have to go to the transfer system, which culls riders out of the nationals quicker. But now that we're back to more normal levels and back to this format, turning the national champs back into the festival of BMX that it's always been is great. The walk past this morning is an exciting little thing for the kids to do, the young kids, they love it. So it's great to see that sort of thing back. Great to see the 2 days of racing for everybody. It's harder on the volunteers, it's long days, but balance that against the transponder speed and it makes a difference. It
also just shows how sport has diversified. You had your traditional track cycling, you had your traditional road cycling, you've seen the introduction of mountain biking. You know, this was the BMX called bicycle motocross. That's what BMX stands for. It was developed in California not that long ago in terms of the real historical aspects of sport around the world. 1969, it was discovered as a pedaled power alternative to motorcycling, motocross racing. So it's not that old in real terms. That's 51 years since the embryo was planted back then for what has been a sport that's now on the international stage, on the Olympic stage, as we get ready now for the next races here at the first window indoors, BMX National Champs at Bexley Park in Christchurch.
And Daniel Mason grabs that one out of the gate and goes going with him as the 61 of Tane to Theory, the Hamilton boy. In and out of the corner goes Daniel Mason, heading up the second straight. Tane trying to do something about it, but not much of an answer at the moment. The 888 of Colfording is the next one. He's in there for the 3 spot, the City Rider. In and out of the corner they go. We can still see 3 of them in the shot at the moment is Daniel Mason. He heads up there. Oh, it looks like Mr. Cole's got in. Colfording has got in under Tane, but Tane does the switch and gets on it. If he can get onto the pedals quick enough, he's going to hang on, but he's not. Colfording are in for the 2.
Oh, it's close on the line.
Yes, Tane shoveled back to the 3. So
onto the boys 11. This has got 3 events. So many numbers have been entered here and getting away really well. Here is Levi Banks. He's had a great day's outing, hasn't he? Levi, he's got away and he's out in front. We've seen that from him so far, and this is his 4th moto of the day, and he comes around that final bend into the final straight. Up and over he goes, and he'll take it out. Good run from Levi Banks, and Deegan McCormick in 2nd place, Brock Marshall 3rd, and Nick Cogan picking up 4th spot.
Bruno Namidi grabs this one and heads off. He's finally drawn Deacon Connor. And Deacon Connor, the NZer, he's ranging over the back of Bruno Namidi. They haven't come together at all today, but here they are in the last motor of the day. Oh, Bruno Namidi's making the best of it at the moment. No one else has given Deacon Connor any trouble. So Bruno, he's going to hang on to this one from Deacon Connor. Getting a little bit of confidence up for tomorrow on that one, he is.
This is going to be an exciting day tomorrow because you've got some real talent in that boys 11 age group. That the semi-finals and the finals that we've got to look forward to. 2 more races tomorrow. This is the girls 11, the Hayden Brush Company sponsored event here, and getting away well and doing well is Madeline Hunter from the Mountain Raiders. Pedaling hard. Round the corner, has the look. There she is. She knows where she's at.
Just a little sneaky.
Sees the NZ2 sign of Millie Waite tucked in behind, but no problems here for Maddie Hunter, who goes on and takes that one from Millie Waite.
All right, back to the 12 boys and out front. Nice line from Tyler Dinsdale just in there. Stuck it in underneath and made it pay, he did. The 1-1-10 played of Freddie Cooper. Didn't know where he'd come from. Snuck it in underneath the 53 of Dario Pushkalic. Just gets round there for the 3 as well. Let's see if Dario's got anything he can do. They're still in the shot. There's 3 of them at the moment. Dinsdale hanging on.
Here comes Cooper.
Cooper's taking a bit of time out of him. So running down the corner they are. Cooper's got a good run on. But Dinsdale will just hang on to it.
So Dinsdale picks that one up. Cooper 2nd. Into the next race in the boys 12, and getting out to a flyer is Jack Young.
He's riding well today, Jack Young, the young Hamiltonian. Look at that. Who did that?
Regan Smith behind him in 303. NZ3 tucked in there is Coben Manava.
Regan Smith just stole that corner off Coben Manava that's a great fashion. That's a great pass to look at. If anybody looking at this video tonight to get some tips for tomorrow, the 2nd straight line was just shown to you by the 303 plate of Regan Smith.
So Jack Young takes it. Regan Smith 2nd. Coben Manava 3rd in the 2nd of the boys 12. Here is the 3rd one now, and this is going to be a competitive final tomorrow as well. Tom Coleman has made a great start.
Oh, Maxie Richardson sitting in there for the 2 spot. Maxie up there. Oh, he's doing a great job of the pumpers, Maxie, but Tom Coleman's hanging on to it. Max has had a bit of a look. He's in and under. He's not done with it, I don't think, Maxie. The old Justin Butler in there for the 3 spot. Max is going to have a bit of a run at it to the finish.
And he's got it. Max Richardson gets it on the line. Great work. Fantastic finish getting over the head of Tom Coleman.
Oh, nice one.
What a finish that was. On to the girls 12 now.
Molly Inia She's checked out, headed for the other end. Amber Bell's gone with her. Kira Harwood, Ursula Summers, Anika Liza and Bella Anderson. Hazel Gardner as well. In and out of the corner they go. Molly, she's the last one in the shot. There's no one near her.
Only 7 competitors, so they will not be going into a semi-final tomorrow. Every point counts in these races. It'll be who has the most points after 6 rounds. This is their 4th round, and this young lady has done a wonderful job, Molly Inia. Yep. She keeps on winning as she has throughout the course of the day. Amber Bell 2nd, and in 3rd place, Anika Liza. This is the boys 13 now, the Paul Kelly Motor Company group, and this is in front and trying to do it well at the moment, Cooper Richardson. NZ4, in behind him. Looking good, Nick Cowie. Cowie's putting some pressure on. What happens on the last corner? No, Richardson scoots away. Look at that technique. It is stunning stuff. And he's going to go up and over the line. Almost a little bit of a...
almost a bubble.
A little bit of a error in the last couple of rides through at the finish line.
Vinnie Cogan, what skills to pay the bills up there he was. Over-jumped into the corner, but the first straight did it for him. He's up into the corner just nicely. Beautiful manual. The front wheel is not touching anything. Up and over he goes, squeezing every little bit of speed he can out of the backsides of those jumps. He goes into the corner. Not Nico, that's his little brother. This one's Vinnie. Finn Cogan gets it done nicely down there. Great battle in behind him there's going to be for the finish in the Miners.
Inglis, I think, will get there just. So Cogan wins it in 2nd place as Inglis, and Thompson 3rd.
No photo finishes in there.
This is the 220th race of the day.
Brocky Nelson gets it all wrong and lets Jack Gebby just go past. Jack Gebb has been setting the pace for the day. Brock had him, but then made a meal of it, and so Jack Gebby's come flying past him. The 518 of Quinn Pyle, the other Hamiltonians in there for the 3 spot. There's your 1, 2, 3, Gebby. Brock's trying to get his way back in there, but just can't quite get it done. Gebby, Brocky Nelson, and then Quinn Pyle.
Onto the girls 13 now. Coleman, Savage, Biddich, Grenoff, Nelson, Owen, Williams, Lewis and Freeman are the field. And it's Grenoff, Lily Grenoff from Cambridge is taking the lead. And it will be a hard one to rescue back for the rest of the riders, although not giving up and giving it everything she's got is Renee Coleman Savage.
Renee closer this time.
Renee Coleman Savage having a go, trying to get up onto Grenoff, but can't do so. And Grenoff takes it.
Okay, the 14 boys leave the gate again. Bimmy getting across and poking it into the corner in the 1st spot. Swings himself a little bit wide to give him a little bit of room. He might not get away with that tomorrow. The 306, Cooper Marshall's in there for the 2 spot. And then Adam Corney riding the Mark Willers plate of the 777. Behind him is the 148 plate, and that's young Gabriel Roberts. Heading up the corner, though, it's going to be Bimmy. Just stabbing the back wheel into those jumps as he gets it done nicely without trying to lose any momentum. Bimmy slams it home. Someone's getting freaky in the background.
Bimmy takes it. 2nd place was Marshall. Corney 3rd. Roberts 4th. Liza 5th.
The 151, that's Atkinson. He drops it in there. In and out of the corner goes Atkinson. He's leaving that corner wide every lap. I don't know if he's going to get away with that once he gets some company underneath him. Matthew Haig, he is riding both bikes. There he is in the 2 spot. So Matthew Haig for the 2. Lewis Atkinson, he's doing nicely, but he's going to have to watch that 1st corner tomorrow.
He's been classy today, though, hasn't he?
He is a classy rider.
He's been classy today. Lewis Atkinson.
The battle for 2's on. It's on. Jeez, I think you could
very
have that
close
fella.
indeed. Cameron Lang getting up ahead of Matthew Haig, so nothing much in it for that 2nd and 3rd. Remember, points being carried through to tomorrow for the semi-finals and finals. This is the next race in the boys 14-year-old age group, and
Benny James grabs it from McCursey. McCursey having a great day, and the next one's old Skill Whipper, the wheel skipper, all the way from Rotorua.
The Alexandra rider, Ben James out in front. Can he hold the lead? Here's the challengers coming now in the form of McCursey, but James too good. McCursey in 2nd place.
Nice lap from Will Skipper.
And Skipper picks up 3rd.
14-15 girls leave it, and that is going to be Leela Walker.
Yeah, well, hold on to your hats. You know what's going to happen here. She gets out in front.
Jada Lily leaves, gives it a good look underneath. Almost thinks about giving it a shove outside. This is Moto 4, and I think this is why it's do or die in some of these points over races, because if you've won all 4, it's pretty much game over. So Jada Lily and Renee Coleman-Savage, you saw it in an earlier one, trying very hard to get onto the back of this dominant rider, just in case if you could come out of today with 3-1, you'd be looking better than 4-0. And here comes Jackie Grenoff, one of the other Grenoffs. He's flying.
Boys 15-year-old, the Mike Butler plumbing event. Lewis Hunt, Jesse James Green, Jack Grenoff, Trey Nelson, Kieran McKersey. And out in front, doing it well at the moment, is Grenoff. NZ1, he's the top-ranked rider in this age group in New Zealand. And you can see why.
He certainly can. He rides with the big boys on the weekend as well. Obviously, his brother's in the hub, and he goes along too. The 201 plate gets going up. That's Zachy Curtis. He's got this one all stitched up at the moment, as long as he can hang on to it. Thomas Coleman-Savage. Coleman-Savage is another great BMX family from out at the Hawke's Bay. Thomas hanging on to it for the 2 spot at the moment. Riding behind him, the 529 of Bradley Hall. Coleman-Savage, see if he can make the switch. He's up too high. Gets on the pedals nicely though. Coleman-Savage, he's generally pretty smooth. We'll see what happens down here. He's got it done. Oh, I think Coleman-Savage might have just snuck that one.
That was a great finish, and just getting up on the line, Coleman-Savage gets the result ahead of Curtis and Hall.
Oh, Bells. James Speedy's got this one at the moment. Keeg's starting to fade. It's boys 16 it is, yeah. So Speedy, showing Keegan the way around the track this time. Keeg hanging on to it for all he can. Speedy just pumping the daylights out of that thing up the 3rd straight. Keeg for the 2. Who's in the 3 spot at the moment? The 222 plate. That's going to be Jackson Gaze. He's hanging on to it, but Speedy, Keeg. Oh, there's a scab for 3.
So James Speedy, too good. 2nd place, Keegan Calkin. And Lockie James picks up 3rd. And the boys 16. Here's another one of the boys 16 events.
But it push and shove in the first corner.
And it's Daniel Butterworth from Rotorua who's leading at the moment. In behind him, Daniel Maloney. And Maloney from the Manukau Tanafa.
Yeah, the Manukau Tanafa Club. That's a new one out by the airport, right? If we were flying international flights, the DC-10s are be coming straight over top of that track, but we are not, so they're not.
Wouldn't get wind assisted though too much as Megan Williams gets away to a good start in the girls 16-year-old, sponsored here by Essential Audio. Great to have your company on Sky Sport Next. We're coming to you from Bexley Park in Christchurch. It's the first window indoors BMX National Championships, and
Megan Williams heads to the finish line.
This young lady has had a great day on day 1. Day 2 tomorrow, we'll have all the action for you. Megan Williams takes out her 4th ride of the afternoon and gets it done safely onto the males 17 to 34, and they started quickly. This is game on. And out in front, Kieran Natai. He's getting chased hard though. The man in behind is Scotty Donaldson. Good battle between these two. It'll go right through to the line. Here's Donaldson having a go. Up to the final curve. Here comes Donaldson on the inside. Can he get the job done? Kieran Natai, Donaldson. Oh, I wouldn't want to call it. Nothing much in that at all. And possibly it was Donaldson on the line.
Got it. Oh, what a good one. So into the next one, the 409 plate. He gets going. That's Conor Mann. He's the 2nd rack of the 17 to 34. Jared Else, William Campbell, Hayden Stockman, Cody Keach, Bradley Thompson, Elias Villart. Conor Mann, I would imagine, has got this one. He's a class act, is Conor Mann from down this way, the NAC. It's his track. Jared Else is the next one. He's moved down here as well. I didn't know that. So there you go. Jared Else might be down here at university, because I think Mum and Dad are in Auckland all the way from South Africa and parked up here.
So Mann wins, Keach 2nd.
Ooh,
Else
then Else
in 3rd place. So right on the line, Keach getting up onto the 17 to 24-year-old females, and getting away well is Caitlin Jorgantis. She's been good today and being chased hard by Bella Wadsworth from Dunedin, but Jorgantis has got a comfortable lead. pumping hard down that middle section of the track, turns around, looks up, sees where the finish line is, knows that she's got a comfortable lead. Here's Bella Wadsworth in second place, and going for third is Casey Thompson-Delaney.
Nice lap. So dropping in here, Brooke Compain. She's done it all day long. She's doing it again. This time she's got Tyler Shea Donaldson behind her. Tyler Shea, no answer for Compain. It's going to be a great final, this one as well, when they all get together. So in and out of the corner they go. Compain, Donaldson hanging on for the 2 spot. Compain, the only one left in the frame, in and out of the last corner. She's going to go. Just gets the last line sorted. Tyler Shea Donaldson, nicely for the 2 spot. That's how they're going to go.
So Compain takes the win. In second place is Donaldson. Third, Ella Hansen.
Oh, Timmy the trumpet Ferguson, he's dropping up there nicely into the second corner. He goes. Bagby wants something to say about it. Silver picks the spot off Bagby. Bagby didn't know where he come from. He should have known he was going to be there. Bagby's not done with it. He wants to go. Bagby looking for the switch if he can get onto the pedals quick enough. Silver had it covered. You're not getting under me, he reckons. So Timmy, he's home for the 1. Then Silver, then Bagby.
This is the 25 plus females now, and look for Tony James. That's her in the black and white, getting away well, flying into the lead, being chased down though by Chelsea Watton.
Chelsea Watton and Karina Lloyd are having a major discussion about that second spot. Chelsea just got under Karina into the first corner and give her a little bit of loving, but Karina was up for it, and she's going to have a go in the last corner. Tony James is checked out, but here come the other 2 battling for it. So Tony James has get it. Oh, Chelsea just hangs on, I think. Jason Waite leaves the gate.
This is the men's 40 to 44-year-old event, and Waite, New Zealand's number 1, is out in front. In behind him, Andrew Badman, and he's putting a bit of pressure on coming through on the inside and creating some challenge now. Is Derek Jelsma, and good across the line and taking that one out was Jason Waite, and Jelsma getting up just on the line ahead of Andrew Badman.
All right, they're up and going again this time. Aaron Hooper looks like he's grabbed this one from Kenny Feist. Ken's hanging on to it and see if he rides the bull up this third straight. Ken, he gives us a little bit of entertainment up here. He's not in the frame this time. We can't see, but he made it out. Kenny Feist, he'll have the bit between his teeth now because he's nice and close to the 144 plate.
Hooper wins it. Feist in second place, and picking up third across the line will be Darcy Melsop, ahead of Les Gamble. Right, on to the next round of the 45 to 49-year-old males, and the man getting away to a flyer is Lee Wilson, number 3 ranked in New Zealand in this age group.
Oh, Mauricio is just hanging on to that 3 spot at the moment in the background. Let's see what happens into here. The 1 plate of 3. Lee Wilson, he's checked out. Oh, they're still arguing the second spot at the moment. Coming down towards us, the 466 plate of Thornley. It looks like he's up for the 2, but it's he gets it all wrong. Let's see who ended up getting it. Brett McCursey gets the 2. Then Tony Thornley and Mauricio Lamardi gets shoveled back for a 4 spot.
The men 50. This is the oldest age group here at the National Championships. It has attracted a field of 6. And this man here, Dave Mohi, has been so good. All day, he's been the man to watch. He's been the man to chase. And in behind him is Mike Head. But Dave Mohi wins, and wins comfortably.
He's probably just a young buck of right on 50. He will be.
Head in second place. Carl Berryman picking up third.
Oh, nice line. Here we go. Oh, yeah, the 3 spot. And there went Calder Joyce from Jono Hansen. They were rubbing and racing into the corner. Hansen just needed to forget him and tuck and run, but he didn't.
That's what you see on the V8 supercars.
That's it. Don't look at him, just turn and go. Oh, anyway, the 3 spot, he's hung on to it. Calder Joyce, the 157 of Jono Hansen, will not be behind him anymore because he got shoveled out in the first corner. So, down the last straight, Calder Joyce. Oh, it's all on behind him for the 2 spot. That's going to be a run to the finish. Yo, that's a good one.
Close at the finish. Calder Joyce takes it out. Jono Hansen second.
Oh, did get up
Peterson
for the second.
in third place. Here's the next race in the boys' 8 event. Getting away well. This is a good start for Leon Dumbbell.
Yeah, he's away.
Austin Stronich in second place, NZ7. But Dumbbell, look at him working hard. This is a bit of air round the corner.
Still got some legs left after 4 races. He's still got a bit to put in the big ones out of the corner. Running down to the finish he goes. The NZ Asazi's having a bit of a tough day out there today. Runs over in the 3 spot.
This is the 8-year-old boys. There's a total of 3 races. Each race that they take part in.
As we call it. 3 racks of them.
Yeah, 3 racks. And this one here is the third of those racks.
Charlie Withington, he's grabbed it and gone. They're all close behind though. It's a good old race for the Miners, the NZ2. He's hanging on to the 2 at the moment as he runs up here, but the NZ8 plate's coming up behind him. That's going to be Rico Ryan.
Have a look at Murphy. Murphy looked for the inside line, and here he goes. Cooper Murphy having a challenge though on the man in front, Charlie Withington. Withington gets there. Murphy in second place. Spot. Good battle for third, and picking that up was Rico Ryan.
It was too. Angus Morgan shovel back to the 4. As we go to the girls.
This is the 8-year-old girls.
The NZ3 plate. I think that's Chloe Dinsdale. She gets in and out of the corner nicely. This might be her false lap. And that's going to be a good place for her, but it only takes a bit of a prang on the second day and things can go horribly wrong. So you've got to keep it consistent.
Quinn Lindsay just not sure whether to take the inside line or the outside line. So Quinn Lindsay, 7.93 from Cromwell, coming up onto the shoulder of Chloe Dinsdale and has got in front. Oh, this is a surprise.
This is good.
Good race here from Quinn Lindsay. Working hard towards the finish line, getting up and over, pedalling away and gets across.
A little bit of a head dip just to make sure. Alrighty, into the 9 boys. Plenty of them in here. They are. That looks like, what's his name? Benny Anderson, who's headed off down the second straight for him. Dropping in for this. Tim Cresswell, is it in the 88.5? It is Tim Cresswell in there for the 2, young Timothy. He's hanging on for the 2 spot. I don't know what they've done with the rest of the field, but these 2 have taken off. So Ben Anderson and Tim Cresswell are arguing the front spot. There's our 3rd place man. He's coming into it, the 386 plate of Ashton Payne. He's been handy all day, hasn't got quite up there, but he'll be well up in the points, doing well.
And in the next rack of the boys 9, there are 3 in total. This is the second one. And out in front is Cade Minerva. But he's getting challenged here, and a good challenge being put in by Liam King, 146 from Cromwell. Cromwell boys having a good day today.
Yes. Oh, look at this run up the 3rd straight. What a great run that is.
This is Liam King. He's on the inside in the red and the blue.
Cade Minerva makes the switch and gets onto the pedals quick enough. He gets a bit of a run off the corner. Is it going to do it for him? If he can keep it smooth, it will. Oh, he stood up. He sat up and lost it. Cade Minerva grabs it. Liam King second. Khalil Alexander third. And then Jess Lindup for the 4 spot. The critical 4 spot.
Nixon Banks gets away. Well, NZ2, second ranked in the boys 9 in New Zealand. And he's leading this rack out in the 3rd of the 3 for the boys. This is their 4th race of the day. On day 1 of the BMX National Championships. They've got 2 more races tomorrow before the semi-finals are determined. And here is Max Hehe.
Oh,
Max Hehe is in there.
Nice switch. Did you see that? That is how you get it done, guys. And Levi Banks just showed you the switch and get onto the pedals quick enough. And look what it's done for him. Beautiful.
Nixon Banks, just too good.
So
onto the girls 9 now. They have got just the 1 rack. There's only 6 competitors, so every point counts here today. They don't go into the semi-finals and finals. It's who has the most points after 6 races, and it's Holly Nilsson from North Harbour, who's been so impressive, has got away well, being chased hard now by Courtney Smith from the Mountain Raiders Club. Love the names of some of these clubs. Mountain Raiders.
Mountain Raiders, yep. Yes, right in the middle of Auckland City it is.
So Nilsson up towards the finish line. Courtney Smith second place. And going across the line in third, Kiana McHugh.
All right, the 10 boys leave the gate and they're dropping in there. Case Silver, Seb Stetner, Cooper Harvey, Ben Polden, Sean Mills, Andrew Houghton and Ryan Hering. It's all go for the front spot, the 262. Seb Stetner just gets in and under. Let's see who can come back at him. Oh, the NZ5 of Silver. He wasn't expecting the switch, but it came nicely from the 262 of Stetner. Oh, Case is going to try the same move. Gets under nicely. Doesn't quite get onto the pedals as quick as the other guy, Levi, in the last one. So the 262 is going to run away with it. Case Silver for the 2 spot. Then we'll have the 3 of Ben Polden from North Canterbury.
Yeah, so good ride there from Stetner, Silver and Polden onto the second rack of the boys 10, and
Lucas
the man in
Martini.
front is Lucas Martini. Yeah, another one from the Mountain Raiders Club and NZ4. That means he's 4th ranked in New Zealand in this age group. This is the boys 10, and he's got some clear air between himself now and Charlie Liza from Cromwell, who's chasing hard up the straight. Liza will take second place, but no problems for Martini in front. In third place, getting across the line, is Caleb White.
Alrighty, the next one, the 10 boys. Here we go. NZ2 running in there. Riley Smart. He's from North Canterbury as well, and he's getting down there nicely into the corner. Oh, he's just cruising. Let's see if they can get over to the back of him. The 869 plate. 969 is it? Grayson Motorshed. He's in there for the 2 spot at the moment. Let's see if he can get up onto the back of him. The 358 plate going with him is going to be Luca. Oh, nice little switch now. Swing wide, son. Oh, no, he just pulls the brakes and goes behind instead. So the NZ2 are Riley Smart. Heads on down there. The 358 will take the 3, I think. Luca.
Moving on to the girls now. This is the 10-year-old girls. They have got 2 racks. This is the first of them, and we've got a spill.
We've dumped one in the corner.
But it makes no difference to this young lass out in front, Maggie Cannon, who's been like a cannonball today because she's got Molly Buckley behind her. But she's an impressive young lass from Cambridge.
She's running down there. Meg Cannon in there for the 2 spot, the 6th plate of Molly Buckley. Running in there nicely, Molly Buckley. We'll pick up the rider that binned it in the corner, we hope. Let's see who doesn't come across the finish line. That's a good way to do it.
So Cannon wins it, Buckley second, Beth Walker third, Maya Prescott next, Paige Lewis, Jasmine Campbell. And
there we go.
We've got Mackenzie Fahey, and unfortunately the 4th ranked New Zealand rider in the country, Emmy Summers, is the one that's taken the tumble. We hope that she's okay to get back into action tomorrow. This is the 4th moto of the day, getting towards the end of day 1's action here at Bexley Park in Christchurch. It's the first window indoors BMX National Championships, the 40th occasion that these have been held. They were first held back in 1981, 40 years ago, and how the sport has grown during that period of time. On the international scene, no world champs this year, where they were supposed to be in Houston. They head to Europe next year.
Yes. Yep. Europe's always a good time.
So, underway now.
So, Nicola Mapu, she's checked out. Oh, there's a big ooh going out from the crowd. We've lost one on the front straight there. We've lost 2, was that 1 or 2 of them? There's another one under that bike, I think. So, Nicola Mapu's not worried about that. She's heading off to the finish line at the moment. The 51 plate is going with her, and that's going to be, must be the 61 of Sophie Colquhoun. But Nicola not giving anyone any hope of getting nearer in this lap as she pedals out of the last corner, sets sail for the finish line. She can park it up, have a Mr. Whippy, and a cold bath, ice bath.
A good day's work behind her as Nicola Mapu wins that. Sophie Calhoun in second place.
Catalina Morris for the 3, Bailey Brown the 4, Ada Begg the 5th, Briar Wilson the 6th. Must be Holly Tribble and Grace Kerr who are upside down on the first straight. Let's hope they're okay.
Looking now for the boys 11 and 12-year-old cruiser next event as we just wait for the track to be cleared. You see a few spills in BMX, and I know it's part of the sport. It's just part and parcel of what the athletes have to accustom themselves to. But sometimes when you get yourself all primed to go to world champs and you take a tumble and you break a collarbone or you break a wrist, as we've known with Sarah Walker, at the very best of them.
She's done it plenty of times.
Yeah, and sometimes in advance of major competitions, missed out on the Olympic Games in Rio as a direct result of an injury where she wasn't able to qualify in 2016.
And there's the psychological, disadvantage that comes with that. You're getting back over that fear barrier is a huge thing at the elite level.
It's about confidence, isn't it?
Oh, it's madness. They're coming off an 8-metre ramp doing 65 clicks at the bottom of the hill and then jumping a 12 or 13 metre gap with 8 people and sometimes a howling crosswind. It beggars belief why they do it for fun, to be honest, but anyway, they do.
Is it a sport that you pick up athletes from other sports in terms of cross-coding? You see pole vaulters, for instance, come from gymnastics to be able to make that transition.
Yes.
This here is probably, it's not like they can
the
transfer
feeder
from one other sport to get to BMX racing.
No, you can't, and it's one of the, there's the whole early specialisation thing, but if you don't specialise early in this sport, the amount of skill required to get it done, you just can't do it. You can't come into the sport as a 16-year-old and hope you're going to get somewhere, because the skill required, when I say you can't, you can, obviously, people do it, but it's a hard road to hoe. This is a feeder sport to the other cycling codes. My boy's one of those who's come from the top age groups and got into a bit of elite at BMX and then decided he didn't want to do it anymore, and so he's transitioned into track cycling, track sprinting, and I think the whole Dutch track sprint team is ex-BMXers and are just ruling the world. So a lot of downhillers come from this. Maddie Walker, Sarah's brother, is top international professional downhill racer. Lots of them come from BMX.
You get the situation where youngsters come into the sport at an early age. We've seen the 5-year-olds, the 6-year-olds, the 7-year-olds here. There's no pressure put on them because the points aren't counted, the results aren't taken. But when they start so early, is there a danger that they get a little bit past the sport, keep that motivation going after a period of time? Is that a big challenge for them?
I think it is a big challenge for them. Having said that, there's so much skill to be learned that there's enough to keep you interested, because every time you button off or think you've got a skill, there's somebody else who's got the skill better. So it's a kind of you just keep going. There's always something to challenge them. It's just when the challenge becomes too much.
And what about the burnout factor?
The burnout factor is probably bigger than the lack of interest factor. Or you've done so much that you don't want the interest. The burnout is what does happen. Yeah.
A glorious day here in Christchurch, out near New Brighton at the Bexley BMX track. Getting ready now for this next event to go on the track.
Looks like we're into the 11-12 cruisers.
We are into the 11 and 12 cruisers for boys.
Bruno Namidi and little Tyler, I keep calling him Lance, that's the dad. Tyler Dinsdale drops in there in the 2 spot at the moment. So Bruno Namidi, Dinsdale, and then the 8 plate is going to be Tommy Coleman, all the way from Carpety. In and out of the corner they run. Namidi is keeping this one sweet. He'll be all full of beans because he just took a 20-inch lap off the NZ1 rider. So he'll be happy. And riding with a little bit of... Oh, there he goes. Look at that. Double manual.
Yes, and Namidi comes up to the finish line. No problems there for him. Gets across, gets the job done in fine style. Takes it up from Poliski and Dinsdale On to the next event now. It's the age group above, the 13 and 14-year-old cruiser male. And
Lewis Atkinson grabs it, and out of the corner he goes. Going with him is Matthew Haig.
Hasn't he been fast all day at the start, Atkinson? He's just got away so quickly, and he's put that clean air on after that first straight on each occasion.
Yeah, it's all done. If you've got a good gate and you've got the first straight, then from there you're hanging on. It's not a job done because you've got to get through the tricky third and fourth straights, but if you can get through that first straight.
So Atkinson wins from Haig and Lang in that event. Now we move on to the second rack of the 13 and 14 cruisers.
And Jack Gebby, he's had a great day, the local lad. Just doing it nicely in behind him. I think Hamish Earl might be from Cromwell.
Yeah, well, he's been tough all day. Hamish Earl, and he's hanging tough once more. But this is a good ride from Jack Gebby from the home club here, North Avon Club in Christchurch. Moving on to the 15 and 16-year-old cruisers. It's wave after wave, race after race. This is race 257 on day one of the national champs.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
You tell me another sport that's been put 257 races on in the space of 3.5 hours of action-packed entertainment.
Yeah.
Here comes the man up the front, Lewis Hunt.
When it comes to the cycle sport, Cycling NZ look to us to educate everyone on event management, because if there's something that BMX does well, it's event management. So
Joe Kell can talk us through the gate at the front, the lights and how they work for the riders to be released onto that downhill start.
So they get a green flag from, they check the numbers at the front, get a green flag, the guy, the starter, hits the button. There's a call which says riders ready, watch the gate, and then the beeps start. There's 4 beeps. That time between when he says watch the gate and when the beeps start is random, so you don't know when it's going to go, except you know when you see that red light you need to start moving your body forward.
Right, Caitlin Chilgandis, who's had a great day one, leads this field. Talia Nelson in second spot, just behind it. It was Nelson that got away well from the starting gates, and in behind that, Melissa Weir. But coming up to the line and taking that one out was
going to be Caitlin.
Yeah, Caitlin Chilgandis from Talia Nelson and Taylor Arnold in third spot. This is the 17 to 34-year-old males. They're starting to rip into it now. Here's Adam Coker. Look how good he is. He's
good.
Smooth. He's fast. His technique's great.
He
almost gliding across.
He does almost glide across. Yep. Yeah, we've watched him ride all over the world. Watched him get shoved into the fence and through it last time we were here at Christchurch City at the Nationals. Had a big argument in the last corner with another guy, and out through the fence they went. Matty
Young picking up second place in that event from Johannes Stetner. Now we're into the 35 to 39-year-old cruiser for males.
As Scotty Bagby drops into the corner with Dinsdale trying to hunt him down, but Baggs, he's another one who's ridden right up to the elite level, and it shows. Even though they're up into the 35, 39, the years of racing, Kurt Bagby and his brother Scott used to be all about the elite side of racing. Lance Dinsdale in there for the 2 spot, rounding them out. Here's Scotty Murphy.
Here's the 25-year-old plus females now, and look at this, Tony James. This is almost perfection in motion.
She's a great rider, isn't she?
Just sits up on the bike. Look at stretching the legs out, round the corner. Every movement, she increases the lead further and further and further. Gets up now, round the last bend, and just cruising
home.
Just taking it easy up the straight.
Letting Mum catch up. I think Mum will end up at the other end of the thing.
Nancy James, her mother there as well in the field, but it's Tony James that just takes that one out. Second place, Tamron Haran Webster. We move on to the 40 to 44-year-old cruiser male.
And Shimmy the Harwater painter. Another great rider. Baku Worlds. Was it Baku Worlds? It was. He crossed the line, won the race, crossed the line, got relegated. Thought he'd won his first World Championships, and they relegated him. He was not happy. Or was it in the semi he went out? Oh, I can't remember. But anyway, he got relegated, and he was not a happy camper. So, next one.
So, he was a happier camper in that one because he took that one out. Stephen Szyminski. We're on to the 45 to 49. The age groups start to climb, but the talent doesn't. Dion Youth, world's number 7, gets away and gets in front, being chased from behind, but is not going to be put under any pressure at all. Dion Youth from Rotorua. And
Factory Dares in there for the 3.
Yep.
So into
where
the
does that name come from? Where's the Factory Windsor come from?
He decided he should be a factory rider, like the factory riders back in the day were sponsored by a factory. That was the sponsor factoriness. So he calls himself Factory Dares.
All right. So Factory Windsor gets in third in that race behind Youth and Greg Hughes, who took up second. Here's the second rack of the 45 to 49.
Richie McLaughlin, he gets that one done. It'll be great to see these guys come together tomorrow. They've only got to drop one. There's a gate of 8. There's 9 riders. One sits down and the rest of them battle out to the finish.
The Dead Man's final.
The Dead Man final.
Righto. Well, let's keep on moving through as we go into the 50 plus. Now, there's 5 of them. And this is George Haddis from Dunedin.
Dave Moore, he does this occasionally, Dave. Just to give
takes a bit of time.
Just to give
it's like a
everyone else
handicap start. Yeah, come on. And will we see a burst from him in the final?
I doubt it.
Righto. So George had his moment of glory as he comes up the straight here on Dave 1. He's going to say, I've beaten Dave Moe.
Yeah. He does that.
And he has.
Just to give us all a turn.
He sits down on his bike gratefully, I think, and gathers his breath as Moe comes across the finish line and probably wouldn't blow out a candle. This is the next heat in the 50-plus cruiser age group. And
Carl Berryman grabs that one.
Away from Mike Natai.
And Golden Wheels. Old Al Presidente, the chairman, sitting in there for 3. Round he goes.
Berryman, no problems. Round the last bend up the straight for the final time for him today.
These guys are looking more tired and slow than the young kids, aren't they?
They might not be as fit as some of the young kids.
They're starting to fade, aren't they? They've got that fadey look about
28
them.
degrees tomorrow temperature. They'll need to be watered tonight to be well hydrated for tomorrow.
They'll be making sure of that, I'm sure.
Right, here we come. The final 2 races of day 1.
Oh, we've lost Nick. He didn't get Blake rather. He didn't get back up.
So we've got Bennett Grenhow and Rico Berryman. Berryman in the yellow gets away well. Nothing in it down that first straight. 44 is Berryman. 22 is Grenoff. Grenoff takes the lead.
Oh, Grenoff. What a nice corner.
Here's the big ear now as they sail down the next straight. Berryman trying to stay on him.
Nice run from Bennett Grenoff down through the pro set. Just donks the front wheel.
Nothing much in it. What's happened on the curve?
Oh, here they come.
It's going to be neck and neck up the straight. These two, Grenoff and Berryman.
Oh,
Berryman and Grenoff. Oh, don't know who's got that. There's nothing much in it. What a great way for the junior man to finish there. 4 races today, the 4 motos here at day 1, and I think Bennett Grenoff may have just got that, and he has by
I don't know what the count is today.
2/100ths of a second.
Is it 2 each today? I can't remember. I think it might be 2 each today.
The final race, the Mainland North Region Women's Junior Final.
And
Final race of the day for these 3 lasses, Olivia Levins, Ruby Laidlaw, Holly Oldham.
And Holly's grabbed it and gone again. Ruby Laidlaw had that little lap in the middle of the day there, where she just really put it home, but no match for Holly again today, in this one rather. In and out she goes. Holly Oldham.
From Central Otago, wearing the Alexandra colours, Holly Oldham takes out the 4th moto of the afternoon here at Bexley Park in Christchurch. Day 1 of the New Zealand BMX Championships, the 40th occasion that these championships have been held. It's been action-packed. 268 races in day 1. We come back and do it all over again tomorrow. 2 more races, then the semi-finals, then the finals, and we have got temperatures rising, the mercury saying 28 degrees tomorrow. These youngsters and not so youngsters will be in action tomorrow. Here, Joe, for you, looking at the day, you've been to many national champs, you've been to world champs. How did day one rate for you?
Yeah, good, nice and quiet. Everyone just feeling their way around. The as you say, everything rises tomorrow. The anxiety rises tomorrow. The desperation rises tomorrow. There'll be people right on the bubble. They'll be checking the points tonight to see whether they're in for semi-finals and finals. And if you're right on that bubble, you're hoping for an easier moto tomorrow morning first thing so that you can slap some points home and get your way into that semi. It's Heartbreak Hotel from there on. It's kind of a little bit cruel once you get to finals stages, where semi-finals is where dreams are won and lost. And so once you've got through that one and you're into finals, it's just throw it all at the track, and that's when things really do heat up.
Over 400 athletes, BMX riders from around the country have descended here in Christchurch for 2 days of competition. It's the National Championships, 31 clubs represented. We'll have all that action here for you tomorrow on Sky Sport Next. Thanks for your company today. We'll be back tomorrow for day 2, starting at 11 o'clock in glorious sunshine as the ice creams come out, the milkshakes come out, and the old fellas get the stiff legs rubbed down tonight to be able to make sure that they're in fine fettle for tomorrow morning, day 2, when it all counts. The Nationals, it's the finals. It's BMX Champs, brought to you by First Windows and Doors. Thanks for your company this afternoon. Enjoy your evening. We'll be back in touch tomorrow at 11 o'clock here on Sky Sport Next.